way of his home doing sit-ups in front of the assembled media while Drew Rosenhaus's agent is standing there trying to convince people that he hasn't screwed up T.O.'s career.
You had made a mistake by having the contract negotiated in midterm. Next question. Is it pretty damning when the quarterback of the team comes out and says that we're better off without T.O.? Next question. So why didn't he read the full apology like he's supposed to your client would not be in this mess had he done that? Next question.
That's awesome.
I even have the press conference at that point in time.
It's so good because every question is, you screwed this up, right? Like this entire mess is your fault, right? Next question. It's terrific.
I can't remember. Was that just that pocket, or were there also? How long did the interview go for? Was there a lot of questions that he answered? I don't remember,
but the vast majority of it was next question.
So there's also one. So I used to work with Bart Scott on Bart and Hahn, and he is almost immortalized in New York for his response to Sal Paolantonio.
See you in Pittsburgh.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, Pittsburgh did meet them the week afterwards.
It's a good impression.
There's also Mike Ditka, and you love this one, Trav.
I do.
Mike, why are you in such a bad mood?
What do you care? Okay. If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too.
What do you care? So what?
Who cares?
It's terrific. It's terrific. We could, John,
we
you
use
made
yours.
one of the lists today.
Yeah.
You and Shaq in Toronto. When Shaq went to the
Shaq, we're on
F-bomb.
live. I don't give a blank.
My favorite thing about a lot of these is in your case, you or the reporter in these moments, like trying to get your hands back on it again, or at least let the other guy know, like, hey, we're on live TV.
Right.
It's Aaron Andrews when Richard Sherman went off on Michael Crabtree. I think she's like, who was talking about you?
Crabtree.
Just completely lost in what's going on, and just the honesty of it is just fantastic.
Yeah, most of the time, as was the case with Shaq, they're not answering the question you asked them.
Right.
They're just saying whatever pops into their head.
Does that come up a lot at all, or maybe back in the day when Shaq was still in the league, or do you still get people?
I felt bad about it because he got fined. They suspended him for a game after that, and one game for him was almost $300,000. So I walked back to the back of the plane, and he apologized for it and issued a statement. And I walked back to the back of the plane, and I said, hey, man, I feel really bad. I didn't do anything, but I just felt bad. I go, that I cost you some money. And Shaq looks at me, he goes, you didn't cost me any money. I'd do it again. And I went, well, I read your statement. He goes, I didn't write that blank. John Black wrote that. So he didn't even care. He was going to get his money's worth.
Have you ever had anybody else that just went off the rails in the middle of something?
Not like that. Well, you know, we did not get in trouble for that. Do you know why?
Oh, I think you've told the story.
Yeah, I've told it a bunch, but over the years. But so we were not on a 7-second delay back then. Right after that, the station bought a 7-second delay because they were afraid they were going to get fined. But you get fined per incident. So first Shaq says, if you go back and listen to that, he says, if David Stern wants to ruin the effing game, cha-ching, that's one fine. Then he'll start showing up with refs like these, and I'll say, Shaq, we're on live. He says, I don't give a blank. Cha-ching. That's another one. And I got the producer, the legendary Sue Stratton, screaming in my ear. And
what's she screaming at you? Get out of this?
Yeah.
what
But
are you supposed to do?
I thought the smartest thing I could do would be see if I could bring him back to the pack. And the easiest thing to do when you're a sideline reporter, if you want to get a guy to calm down, is ask him a question about one of his teammates. People love to talk about their teammates. Yeah. So I think I said something along the lines of, hey, you don't win this game without Robert Horry, right? He goes, he's been great all year, blah, blah. And so I brought him back. He ended up doing 2 minutes with me. And I figured, okay, well, maybe since he corrected himself, they'll give him a slap on the wrist. No, NBA sacks Shaq for the next game, fines him $250,000 or whatever it was. And I figure, all right, now here comes the FCC after KCAL.
Yeah.
We didn't get fined at all. You know why? Because later that day, Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, wardrobe malfunction.
That's what it was.
They fined us for that.
Oh,
because we were owned by CBS.
Okay.
So they fined us for that, and because they fined us for that, they gave us a break on the other one.
Does Shaq get dinged a game if he doesn't drag David Stern in? If he just go, this was a bunch of blank?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
When you calling out your commissioner.
By the way, if it were Adam Silver, he would have just fined him. He wouldn't have suspended him for a game. But Shaq got a game.
Yeah, that he said that David Stern's ruining the blanking league, as opposed to these refs stink.
David Stern did not put up with a lot of crap.
No, he didn't. The vote was unanimous, 1-0.
One time, I think I can tell the story. So one time, Mason and I were pretty good friends with Tim Leiweke.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he came on the first ever.
The very first Mason and Ireland. Tim Leiweke was on
and
ESPN.
we would always dare him to give it. Like, we wanted to see how much free stuff we could get him to give us. So we would say, hey, how about 2 tickets to, Kings Blackhawks tonight? He goes, done. I go, how about tickets for 10 of their friends? 12 tickets. Done. So he would So one time I went up. We work at LA Live, and we work in a building that houses, among other things, AEG.
Yep.
The Anschutz Entertainment Group. So Tim's office was 1 floor above where we're sitting now. And Tim doesn't work for AEG anymore. So I went up to see Tim about something. And he's got this smirk on his face, and he's gesturing for me to come into his office. So he goes, come here. He puts his phone on mute, and he goes, David Stern's chewing me out. You're going to laugh. Watch.
Oh, no.
And Stern is just MFing Tim up and down for something that he didn't like about... Like the AEG delayed a game with a moment of silence for somebody or something, but you're never allowed to delay a game without asking the league.
Right.
So Stern was just chewing him out, and the amazing thing about it was just MF and Leiweke up and down, and Tim goes, "All right, David, I got it." And literally on a dime, Stern goes, "So how's your wife? How's life?" Like after he unloaded on Tim, he was ready. He was like talk. Right back to how's everything? How you doing?
Terrific.
How's your wife?
That's terrific. You know what we should do, Brian? A little super crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
So I only caught a snippet of what you and Slee were talking about.
I asked Slee, be honest, did you turn it off at the end of the third quarter? And he said no. And I said, I bet Mace did. And I haven't asked him, did you turn it off into the third quarter?
I did not.
You hung in.
I hung in there and saw the
Wait,
entire
but first let me ask you this.
quarter.
Why did you hang in?
You would have been okay to turn it
so
off.
I did it because I was being paid.
I gave up on the game. I watched it.
It was one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen.
Oh, I mean, I thought they were getting steamrolled. They were getting run off the court.
Giving up layups.
Yeah,
it looked awful.
Beto told a funny story. He was on with us this morning, and he said he was in here, obviously getting ready to do the post game, and he says, I listen to John and Michael. I have the sound on the television down, and I'm listening
delayed,
to you guys.
right? Mm-hmm.
And he said at the beginning of the fourth quarter, John's like, yeah, LeBron made a 3. And then a little bit, it's like, yeah, LeBron made it. And it's like, okay, he made another one. And then so it's like, he made another 3.
It builds to a crescendo. And
you can't build down
What
18.
I couldn't believe is Ty Lue is a really good coach.
Right.
Really good.
He made no adjustments.
LeBron outscored... And I'm not taking away from the greatness of LeBron. He was unbelievable. But LeBron outscored the Clippers by himself in the fourth quarter. He had 19 points. They had 16. The Lakers outscored him 39-16 in the fourth. Once LeBron started to heat up, okay, so he had 5 threes in the fourth. After the second one, don't you take the ball out of LeBron's hands? No one else is doing anything.
Right. It was mostly Kawhi on LeBron during that stretch.
Nobody was getting screened every time, so they were.
But what they would do was they would run a pick to put Mason Plumlee or Daniel Tice on LeBron.
Yeah.
And they were
eventually got the wrong guy hung out. He got hung out.
They were
to
so
dry.
scared LeBron was going to drive by him that they backed off, and then LeBron started bombing threes. But this reminded me in Kobe's 81-point game, Sam Mitchell. And this is one of the reasons Sam Mitchell has never been a coach in the NBA since. Mason and I have interviewed Mike James, Jalen Rose, Mo Peterson, a bunch of guys who played in that game. They were begging Sam Mitchell to double and triple team Kobe because Kobe was, he was 50, 60,
Anybody
70
else?
plus.
No.
And they said to Sam, He goes, no, we're not going to give up dunks and layups to the other guys. And Jalen was looking at his coach going, what other guys?
Yeah.
Kobe has 70 points. Let's triple team him and take the ball out of his hands. And Sam goes, nope, we're going to send a trap. We're going to double him, but I don't want to give up layups and dunks. And sure enough, Kobe goes off for 81.
Okay, so Sam Mitchell is Sam Mitchell for, like you said, but Ty Lue knows what he's doing.
Really smart.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Was it just a brain cramp?
Well, he had coached LeBron, Ty did, to a title. And I think what he was thinking was he can't stay this hot. He's burying 30-footers on us.
And
he's LeBron James. He can stay that hot.
If we're giving up 30-footers, I'll live with it. And now he's living with it.
And Trav, think about this. Think about what they were running, too. If any of those shots miss, I remember I think it was Norm Powell hit a 3, and they went up by 8. And then LeBron, maybe 15 seconds later, hit another 3, and he got it back down to 5. But the shots they were taking and just dribbling the ball for 20, that's not your game plan, right? So I think there was a little bit of Ty Lue, like, he's going to miss one.
There is no game plan. There was no plays that they were running. It was just LeBron on an all-time heater throwing in 30-footers, 5 of them along the way. But this was it Dante Exum who had the night against the Lakers,
right?
Where he made 6 or 7 threes.
Dallas, he made 7
threes. I get it. Dante Exum's not a good three-point shooter. He is tonight. Like you got to do something at some point to address it. I get it. He's not going to make 5 30-footers in a quarter, except for that's exactly what he just did. Why don't after the second one we change our strategy?
Right.
Certainly after the third.
All right. So think about all the bad Clipper teams that all of us who grew up in California watched over the years. I mean, they're just awful. Like Mason's been here 30 years. I think the Clippers for the first 20 were the worst team in the league. They're terrible.
Yep.
In their history, in the Los Angeles Clippers history, 253 times they have had a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they were 253-0 until last night.
Damn.
They've never blown a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter like that.
They got a good team.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the Michael Olowokandi Clippers.
No,
this is a real team.
And by the way, it was a Clipper home game, but the Laker fans always managed to get their hands on half the seats. So the Clipper fans were throwing a party for 3.5 quarters.
It seemed like there were a ton of Laker fans there.
And they're doing their thing, and the Lakers start to come back, and all the purple and gold starts to come out of the woodwork. And the Clipper fans are looking at each other going, there's no way we're going to blow this. There's no way. It just kept falling.
By the way, and all of a sudden they beat the Clippers 3-4.
Yeah, Al and I were talking about this. Like,
now, is it sustainable? No, you can't go into fourth quarters down 21.
Of course
or
not.
Down 19, whatever.
Look at it from the other side, though. Like, for the Clippers, is this a ding to their psyche that since they got to the top spot in the Western Conference, they've gone 3-5 since then?
They were there for like 12 hours.
For maybe tops, right? And John, you said yesterday or the day before that you think they're the second best team you've laid eyes on in person.
Yeah.
They're not playing well. They just blew a big lead. They seem to be out of sync a little bit all of a sudden. Is it just
don't
the
Paul
grind
George.
of the league?
Mason just
don't
hit,
Paul
Mason
George.
just hit the nail on the head. I always say, if I'm going to be fair here, if LeBron or AD sits out and we lose, I throw that game out.
Okay.
I think you have to do the same thing with the Clippers. If Paul George or Kawhi is missing the game and the Clippers lose, you got to throw that game out. But they had this game. Think about this, guys. They're up 21 in the fourth quarter. I mean, you just don't see NBA teams blow those leads. Number one, you milk the clock. And number two, if some guy, like you say, Trav, gets on a heater, you
throw
just
everybody at him.
We'll stop him and make somebody else beat us.
If they had just lost the game, Lakers just won the game by 8, and there was no incredible comeback or something like that, I think, John, coming into the game yesterday, we're talking about in the pre, Lakers should have won that game yesterday. No Paul George, no Zubac. You were expecting them to win.
They had a good opportunity, yeah.
But it's how they lost, right?
Yes.
So that's, I think, the question you're talking about. The psyche, they didn't just lose a regular
No,
game.
they collapsed.
They collapsed.
Or as John would say, collapsed.
Yeah, and they're 1-3 now since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
3-5.
Which
in 8.
which is weird. But I still think they're going to have a really good postseason run. I think if you made me pick the West winner right now, I would take Denver, but I'd put the Clippers second.
I'm going to make you pick a different winner. Here's our Thursday draft.
Okay.
We drafted famous sports meltdowns, right? Coaches, players, media, whatever it may be. Here's Slee. Slee had the first pick, and he picked Jim Morris. Playoffs.
That's to me the all-time great.
I would have put Iverson 1.
So Slee's second pick was you play to win the game. Hello.
Herm Edwards.
And then Ryan Leaf freaking out on TJ Simers. That's Slee.
Okay.
BC's was Richard Sherman with Aaron Andrews, right? LOB on Crabtree and all that. Conor McGregor, I would like to thank absolutely nobody after he won the title.
That's great.
And Marshawn Lynch just repeatedly saying, yeah, after every question that he was asked.
Yes.
Just here so I don't get fined.
Yep.
Which,
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking a question. Yeah,
No.
I'm just here. So my pick was practice. Iverson.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Mike Tyson, turn off your station if you don't like it. Well, Mike, why don't we just end it here? Good. F off.
We listen to the whole minute one. That one's never gets old. That's a great one that never gets old.
The Tyson one?
Yeah.
And John McEnroe, answer the question. The question, jerk, where he's screaming at the chair umpire in Wimbledon. And M's were Denny Green. We are who they thought they were.
Yes.
We let him off the hook. What was your second one, Emily?
It was Nick Saban talking to Maria Taylor. Say, so quit asking.
Quit about Jalen Hurts and Tua.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then college baseball Dippin' Dots thing that's from her alma mater.
Yeah.
Well,
for me, playoffs and practice are the two standouts from the group.
No Bobby Knight. Nobody took Bobby Knight.
Oh, that would have been a good one. Nobody took Lasorda on Dave Kingman
Oh,
either.
Lasorda on Dave Kingman's a great one.
There's a lot
What
of
did I
good
think of
meltdowns.
his performance?
That may be the most four-letter words inside of 30 seconds in the history of broadcasting.
Mace will back me up on this. Lasorda once lectured Mason about swearing on the air.
Yeah.
Lasorda was in studio with us, and Mason, by mistake, Mason thought we were going to break. And he said to Dave Singer, hey, pick up the effing thing. But he said the F word.
Yeah.
And
it went out?
And then he looks at me and he goes, was that on the air? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And he apologized. And Lasorda was in the green room.
In the green room getting ready to come
and
on.
he comes back out and he goes, I'm very disappointed in you.
Wow.
And Mace goes, well, why, Tommy? And he goes, you just used the F word on the air. He goes, you swear more than any manager in the media. He goes, never on camera in front of my wife. And we're like, we could provide 20
Yeah, we can find you on camera.
We could play the Paul Holden, Dave Kingman thing. You had 35 microphones
Kurt
in front of you.
Bavacqua, anybody want to play that one in front of him?
And
Kurt
35
Bavacqua couldn't hit
F-bombs.
water if
But
he fell out
Tommy
of a boat.
Tommy,
Exactly.
We tried to explain, like, we both came back at him, like, Tommy, you swear all the time. He's like, I do not. And he would not let it go until we dropped it.
I am not speaking ill of the past, but the juxtaposition of him in one spot versus another is very different. Tommy was two different guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy was as two different. I've never been around somebody that was two different people to the degree. We all are to certain degrees.
We all are to a degree
for sure, but
except
his
for
was
Slee.
a
Slee
flat
is
line.
just like that.
Like that.
Slee is one
Just
person.
straight.
Straight
all the
ahead.
way through.
Who was Paul? Who was the guy's name?
Paul
Olden.
Olden.
He was a sportscast radio stringer in the market, and then he went on to be the public address. He replaced who was that really famous public address announcer for the Yankees?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Then Derek Jeter liked him so much that after he left, they used
Bob Shepard.
Yeah, they used a recording of
Yeah.
Bob Shepard
Yeah.
for Jeter after Shepard died
Yeah.
because out of respect, Jeter wanted him to be the only one to introduce him. So Paul Olden got that job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after a while.
That's quite a career.
Yeah.
the Kingman question, and you replace Bob Shepard. Not
Mace,
bad at all.
stop cursing, bro. Jesus.
I'm very disappointed in you,
Unbelievable.
Mason.
The only thing I screw up now is I occasionally say Juan's name on the show.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I did it this week, and I think I did it on
a couple
Monday.
days ago.
Yeah.
Do you let it go or do you dump it?
Dump it.
He dumps it, but the YouTube people
But
get
the
it.
YouTube
say, I think
okay.
everybody knows now.
Actually, one time Mason and I were. This will be a shock to anyone who listened to us. We're yelling at each other back and forth about something, and the gist of it was which one of us has more things that we wouldn't answer?
Oh, okay.
So he says, how much are the Lakers paying you? And I said, I won't answer that. And I said, what's your partner's real name? Yeah. And he didn't want to lose because we're both super competitive. So he said it and then dumped it.
Perfect.
That's good.
I'm going to try that trick. That's not a bad way to do it. Super Crosstalk is brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger is all about.
This season on From last night.
Rebound LeBron. Ahead to Reddish. Reddish to the rim. Game over. Slam dunk. 1 second left. And the Lakers have shocked the Clippers in the final Laker-Clipper game of the regular season. Final score. Lakers 116. Clippers 112. Michael, best comeback of the year.
Oh, no question about it. Were they down 21 in the fourth?
As you heard on the home of Lakers basketball, 710 ESPN, LeBron puts the team on his back. What a fourth quarter comeback. But what does it all mean? ... We will react. Don't forget, it's another game night, night 2 of the back-to-back Lakers-Wizards, which means it's time for the Service Time shoot-around coming up today.
And Pepe's jacket says 100% Mexican. Yours would say 100% narcissist.
Yeah. That's classy.
It should say like 60% narcissist.
You know Mason and Ireland are SCSBA Hall of Famers. So is the great Pepe Montilla, who will be in studio. But the Lakers world champion, Michael Thompson, he's not a Hall of Famer yet. So maybe one day, MT. They'll be in studio to get us ready for Lakers basketball. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. tonight. Right now, though, celebrating their 20th year at ESPN Los Angeles, those Hall of Famers, Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Great afternoon if you're a Lakers fan after last night.
I am proud of you that you did not turn the game off at the end of the third quarter. I even said to Michael, I go, like when Norman Powell hit this 3 to put him up 20.
Yep.
We throw to a break. I go, well, we just lost Mason and every other Laker fan.
So I had a very unusual night. So I went home. There's a movie coming out called Dune 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet, right?
Which is the best reviewed movie in history. It's like 90,
like Godfather-esque?
98% on Rotten Tomatoes, 9 point whatever on IMDb, highest score ever. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back and watch number 1. So number 1 ended. It's a 2.5 hour movie. Number 1 ended at about halftime. So I'm buzzed pretty good, and I roll into the sack and I put the game on. And I stuck with it because I always watch the post game. I always watch Worthy and those guys, Geeter, on the post game because that tees me up for the next day's show. So I'm in there in the fourth quarter waiting for the post game, thinking Lakers getting run off the floor, and all of a sudden LeBron starts just. I mean, I guess he scored or assisted on 11 of the 13 baskets in the fourth quarter for the Lakers. Just
very
astounding.
Very surprised the Clippers didn't take the ball out of his hands.
And I came away from this, John, with this take. LeBron is the greatest player I've ever seen.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, he really is the greatest. If you look at the point totals, assist totals, what he did last night at the age of 39, that's just stunning. That was I don't use the word often, but that was a magnificent performance. Like, just staggering.
So you're putting him above Jordan?
I am. By the way,
I agree with you.
I've always had him above Jordan.
Yep.
Not everybody has, but when I see him at 39 do that, that's just staggering, man. I think he's the greatest there ever was.
He was. I mean, I've seen him do a lot of stuff. I can't remember the last time I saw him do that.
No.
Basically just put the team on his back down 20.
Yep.
And say, get out of my way. I'm just taking the game over. And normally a coach as good as Ty Lue will say, okay. And he knows LeBron as good as anybody.
Yeah.
He coached him. Okay, LeBron's heating up. Let's make somebody else beat us. But they just never did that. He's got an elite defender in Kawhi. The Lakers kept running pick and roll to get Kawhi off of LeBron. And they just wouldn't double him. And then towards the end, when the game got tight and they started to trap, other Lakers hit.
Yeah.
Russell hit a 3.
Hachimura
Rui hit a 3.
Yeah.
And so it was a really fun game to call.
Oh, it was an amazing game. And I was glad. And weirdly now, after that long losing streak against the Clippers, Lakers take 3 out of 4 from them this year.
They do. I still think that if they met in the playoffs, the Clippers would be favored.
I don't think the Lakers could take 4 out of 7 from the Clippers.
But the Lakers don't think that, what you think.
Right.
If the Lakers drew the Clippers in a playoff series, the Lakers would be convinced they could win it. Because they beat them 3 out of 4 times. And they beat them with they beat them with Kawhi and Paul George, without one of them, whatever the circumstances are. The Lakers have beat them. But
the Clippers would absolutely be favored to win a series with the Lakers.
And the Clippers are good, but boy, I was shocked they let LeBron do that.
And I think sometimes that leaves a mark. Blowing a gigantic lead leaves a mark. That gets into your psyche. Like,
well,
the
you want
game
the good
isn't
news
over.
if you're a Clipper fan?
Yeah.
Next up, the Washington Wizards
there you
tomorrow
go.
night.
Everybody
Lakers get
gets
the Wizards
healthy.
tonight. Now, back to back, Greg. LeBron's questionable, but if they're going to sit him, they've got to do it tonight, right? Because they've got Denver Saturday, OKC Monday, Sacramento Wednesday. I think Milwaukee next. I mean, there's no soft spot in the schedule after tonight.
Yes, you have to sit him, especially after how hard he went last night. He was playing defense last night, which he doesn't do all the time, and especially not till April for the most part.
Yeah.
So play 3 run down blocks, chase down blocks. He was going out and he was playing. What he did in the fourth quarter was amazing. He's going to sit tonight. That makes the
this is a game
by the
that
way,
they can win without LeBron.
Before we go down this road, I should tell you that the Lakers just issued the injury report, and he's not out.
He's questionable. And by the way, he's questionable every single game, is he not?
But on a lot of times, what they've been doing, particularly with national games, is in the middle of the day, if they know he's not going to play, they declare him out.
This isn't a national game, is it? Yeah, Thursday night, no.
No, so I wouldn't be shocked if we find out before the game that LeBron's out, but if he plays, great.
Saturday's a national TV game, though, right?
Right, 5:30 against Denver. And Denver's got our number. They beat. I don't know how many times they beat us, but it's a bunch.
Yeah, I don't think TNT's like, hey, give us Lakers Wizards.
Yeah, no, TNT passed on that game.
Yeah, I don't think the Wizards have been on national TV all year.
Nor should they be.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Nor should they be.
I mean, it's the return of Kyle Kuzma.
I like Kuz.
I like Kuz, too.
He's fine.
Yeah, I was looking at Russell Westbrook, especially when they were up last night. I'm like, boy, he's just loving playing against the Lakers and being productive. He's like trying to show himself off. And if I was Russell Westbrook and I got run out of town, or at least not out of town, but out of the Lakers, I think I would be a little pissed off. I think I would play really hard. I think I would try to show off a little bit.
He plays really hard all the time anyway.
Right. But you don't think there's a little something extra because it's the Lakers and because of the way it went down? I think there is.
Well, it's hard to tell with him because he's always, as I say, Mace, playing 100 miles an hour with his hair on fire.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But he's... Yeah. Westbrook plays harder than everybody every game.
Yeah.
So.
No, he's been great. It's all worked. The pieces all fit. I never thought they would.
Do you guys agree? I mean, that comeback last night was as fun of a comeback. I mean, it was just a huge gift to Laker fans. It was just awesome. It all gets thrown out the window if they lose tonight.
Oh,
right?
my God, yes.
Can't lose tonight.
No, cannot lose tonight. You can't.
Now, Saturday, I think Laker fans would say, all right, Denver is really good.
I can live with that.
Monday, Oklahoma City has the best record in the league. All right?
I can live with that.
You can live with that.
Yeah. But Washington, man,
you got to take care of business.
You got to
tonight.
beat the bad teams. That's the key.
Wouldn't this just make the most sense to lose tonight with the way that this season has gone?
Sure.
The Lakers playing up to their competition and down to their competition. It would make sense. They beat
you
the
know what,
Clippers and lose.
Pepe would say it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Pepe would say, and Michael would not understand it, but you're the mirror, and you're seeing them, and you play to that level.
They'll both be in here later.
Yeah.
But Bergman and I were convinced that Potpourri of Lies needed to be cut back, and now somehow we ended up on Potpourri of Lies will determine game of games today.
But I think it's because it determines it. Like, it is the reason why we put it there, Potpourri of Lies, because it is the most, and I learned the word esoteric.
Right.
It's the most esoteric game that we have.
It's so weird.
It is a weird game. It is a weird, but I mean, lovably weird.
Of course. Yeah.
Lovably
I just never
weird.
know what it's going to be. It's like, this is an easy one. This 1915
You should all know this actress.
the horse. One of the things I love when I turn on the Twitter in the morning is there's always a morning message from Pepe. Have you seen his? It's like a beautiful morning.
Message,
I hope everybody has a blessed day. You know, Pepe's early morning message is always very, very nice.
It's very Pau Gasol-esque.
It is. Yeah. I think it'll be fun today. Potpourri of Lies, and I got a chance to win the whole month, which is I don't think I've ever won the whole month outright. I've tied. But I've never won the whole thing outright.
One time, if I remember correctly.
You did win one time. Yes, September you won the month outright.
Okay. And last month, and by the way, January, I think I tied. Did I not?
You tied me on the last day.
On the last day. So I'm getting
Well, you
I'm
definitely
getting better.
have never had to share the lead 2 months in a row. You've never done that.
No, I'm getting
and you
better.
will
at
have
this.
that unless I win.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who can break that up.
Yeah.
I can tie you. Brian can tie you. Only John can win.
Bergman, how's the Blue Review
The Blue Review is great.
It's back.
Yeah, it's back. It started last Friday was a soft launch. We've been doing it every day this week.
By the way, when it's a soft launch, I found out from my last vacation. If it's a soft launch, it means, trouble. So did the soft launch go okay?
Yeah, it was fine. We've done a couple this week, and Travis was on yesterday.
I've not been invited onto the Blue Review yet.
You can join whenever you want at 9:30 to 9:55 on the YouTube page for the ESPN Los Angeles.
When is it? What time?
Any other time, John.
9:30 a.m. 9:30
a.m. You stole my line.
Yeah, I know I did.
So does it happen live, or is it?
So
it is.
It is live on the YouTube page on youtube.com/ESPNLA. It's live from 9:30 to 9:55, leading up to Travis and Sliwa. And Marcus Grant joined us today, and he's going to be joining us a lot more. Whenever you want to jump on, we can send you a link. You can jump on with us at 9:30 in the morning from home.
Okay.
If you want to, let me know what day you want
totally
to do
it. By the way, did you watch any of the Yamamoto highlights from yesterday?
Just the highlights. I didn't see the game.
Well, I only threw 19 pitches. But 16 of them were for strikes.
Michael's here.
Michael.
Strikes right down the middle that I could have hit.
No.
Oh,
He's throwing a 96 mile an hour heater, followed by a 74 mile an hour curveball, followed by a 90 mile an hour splitter. He's got them. I read somebody today, some batter, they say looked like a baby giraffe stumbling around while Yamamoto was pitching yesterday.
So I was trying to remember. Has anybody who's never played in the major leagues gotten this big of a contract? Like when Ichiro or Nomo or any of those guys came over?
I don't think so.
I think this is the biggest chance anybody has ever taken.
Ireland, the funds have changed over the last 20 years, so nobody's going to sign for $300 or $200 million. And Ichiro came over, what did he sign for, 50?
I don't know. Somebody looked at it. I don't know what Ichiro got paid.
The money's different.
Was he one of the top paid players in the league?
Ichiro's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
But no, the money's changed over the last 15 to 20 years, Ireland, so no one will come close to this, to Yamamoto's money.
Yamamoto's going to have the record for a while?
Well, till the next guy comes.
Till the next guy, till Roki Sasaki.
Shohei's first deal was not ridiculous?
No, not like this, not 200-something million.
No, and actually Travis talked about how when Shohei came over here, people were saying that this guy can't hit. He cannot face Major League Baseball pitching, and he was terrible. And look at him now. He's maybe the best player
Ichiro, by
ever.
the way, got 3 years, $14 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's a steal right
There's
there.
Pepe. The Potpourri Elias are here.
Is arriving.
He's all lakered out.
Oh,
look at that.
he is. Look at him today. The horse is right. All right. So coming up, I want to remind everybody, BB Go Fifth Row Friday. Something we say today will be on the quiz tomorrow at 3:30. Got to have paid attention all week long. There'll be a question for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, and tomorrow. Answer all 5 correctly, and you are in the 5th row for Lakers Sacramento on Wednesday, March the 6th. Good luck. Take some notes for a chance to win BB Go, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's a Ticket Thursday on 710. 710 ESPN, and you win a pair of tickets to Outlaw Fest 2024 with Willie Nelson and family, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, and Brittany Spencer. Coming to the Hollywood Bowl for one night only this summer, July 31st. Tickets on sale Friday at Ticketmaster.com.
Yes, you are. You're gonna have to serve some.
Check out OutlawMusicFest.com for all the details. Keep listening for your chance to win a Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
Lord, but you're gonna have to serve some.
ESPN LA is partnering with our friends at Subaru for the Subaru Loves Pet.
All right, Parker.
What's up, Greg?
Spring training. All right, Parker.
Little Otani and Dodger Blue.
Yeah, why are you looking at the camera?
I don't know. Let's start over. All right, Parker. Dodger spring training.
That's right, Greg. Otani and Dodger Blue.
Yeah, Yamamoto's here. Pretty excited about that one.
Tons of new faces. I mean, Kike's back.
Yes, it's great. Maybe we should talk about it on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
I like that idea. What do you say, 9:30, 9:55?
Right, leading right into Travis and Sliwa. Get a couple guests.
Maybe Marcus Grant Travis Rogers, perhaps?
Yep. Just have a bunch of people come in. Maybe Clinton Yates will even find his way in.
Oh, you always want to have the handsome man president right there.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think we should do that. We'll do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 9:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to LAX.
Hell yes, I'm going to drink it. You tell me.
You said you don't drink wine anymore.
But I would taste it. I would
taste
I
it.
want to taste it.
Oh, what a waste.
No, it's not. What do you mean? Here you are
Well,
saying,
Jesus, drink the rest of it?
don't get buzzed, all that stuff. Don't get drunk. I just want a taste of it. The diamond
And
and
then what are
key.
you going to throw away the rest of Clay's delicious?
No, we'll stick a cork in it and
But
put
it's
it
gonna
in
go
our.
stale. You can't do
No,
that.
I thought, Michael, don't you have one of those wine things?
A Corlin,
Yeah.
but it does not allow air to get to the wine once you pour it.
Is that a one of them big decanter things?
Yeah,
one of them big glass.
Yeah, but it's
decanters?
got you basically put a needle
Needle in
through
it.
the cork, and then the cork closes on its own, so it preserves the
So
wine.
air can't get to it. It won't spoil. You're going to waste a $125 bottle of wine. What about Julio? Does he drink wine?
Yeah, we will both taste the wine.
A taste?
No, we'll both drink a glass. Isn't it what you? Are you saying you got to get to the bottom of a bottle to really?
For $125, yes. You don't throw away.
Just do it on a night when you have people over.
Yeah,
You know.
we'll do it when we have guests.
Yeah. When is the next time you're going to have guests over?
Saturday.
year?
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Next Saturday or this Saturday?
This Saturday.
So, Michael, as you would say, let me ask you a question. Why didn't?
What's that
Pepe's,
for?
Pepe's
Oh,
here. Come on
Pepe's
in,
here.
Pepe.
Come on in, Pepe. They're playing your song.
He's waiting for Bergman to allow him to come in.
I'm saying go in.
Go in.
Play the
No,
music. Play the music.
Because
Go.
I mean, I'm anxious to get Pepe's opinion on this too.
Oh, why?
Are you surprised that when LeBron went off last night in the fourth quarter?
Was I surprised that he did?
No.
No.
That Ty Lue, who knows LeBron as well as anybody, didn't just take the ball out of his hands.
Well, it's hard to do because you had shooters all over, spread out. You had Austin
Yeah,
Reeves,
but
D'Angelo Russell.
let them shoot.
Yeah, maybe because he was so hot. And
Make somebody else beat you.
Yeah.
I just can never understand. Like, LeBron outscored the Clippers by himself
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter.
He was in a zone. Boy.
I can never understand when a guy's that hot, the other team just letting him shoot.
Yeah.
Which
Boy,
is what they did.
Pepe is Lakered out today. He's got the Lakers sweater
Looks like he's
on.
ready
He's
to
got
play.
the Lakers, the purple.
Hey, we've had enough injuries. Pepe may be forced to play. Don't rule that out.
He'll be like you. He'll just shoot.
Michael, Caitlin Clark just announced she's going to the WNBA. Is that something or nothing?
That is huge for the WNBA. All of a sudden now you got sold out arenas around because let's say obviously eventually the attention and maybe the fanfare might wear off a little bit, but initially the curiosity the curiosity factor, every arena is going to be sold out.
The crazy thing is the Big Ten tournament is completely sold out. In Minneapolis, they completely sold out the Target Center for all the women's tournament because of her.
Yeah, believe me. And Ohio State's a good team, too. They got some good women players out there, but she is the draw.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Oh,
I can't believe you said they barely squeaked by my Minnesota Gophers last night.
I was watching a different game.
Really? Because when you and I were watching it, they were up by like 30.
They ended up at 48.
48?
I think
they were within 48.
I blame the refs.
Did Caitlin outscore the Gophers by herself?
Almost. She had 33.
Wow.
33, 12, and 10. That woman is amazing.
Yeah. How much do you think she's making?
Right, I would say people have speculated about it with her NILs and everything. She's making about $1.5 million.
Okay.
Not much.
Because it just came out what Caleb made.
How much?
$5 million a year for 2 years.
Yeah.
$10 million.
$10 million, 2-year deal. That's pretty good.
Oh, heck yeah.
For both sides.
What's the number one draft pick at?
About the salary will be about $15 million for the first year.
Okay, so he'll get a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get a raise.
Well, come on. He wasn't going to go back to college.
Oh, God, no. Why would he? Be the number one pick in the draft. And stop with the Caleb Williams slander. He is going to be a top-flight
he can play.
Real franchise quarterback. Yeah. And all this talk about, he's this, or he cried about his dog, or all that. Throw all that stuff out.
That kind of does work.
He's a kid.
Let me ask you guys something.
He's 22.
Kid.
All right.
Pepe, hi.
Yeah, Pepe, hello.
You look like a mannequin, Pepe. You look like Weekend at Bernie's.
Jump in here, Pepe.
You can't stop talking.
Because I got so much knowledge.
You say, hi, Pepe, how are you? To your question, I was surprised, but among whatever LeBron did, which was fantastic, okay, we forget that Reeves played good defense.
Well, they all did in the fourth quarter. I don't know where that defense was in the first 3 quarters, but they locked them up.
Well, when LeBron
in the
turned it up, they turned it up.
I talked to Reeves after the game. I was at the parking lot, and he said, "I played good defense today." I said, "Yes, you did." I mean, Harden didn't even know where you're coming from. He said, "I play Harden a lot of times. I know how he plays."
Yeah. But it was a spectacular comeback.
No, it's not sustainable. You can't go into every fourth quarter down 19 and expect somebody to pick you up and carry you across the finish line.
Mace,
what?
Enjoy the happiness.
I am enjoying the I'm just saying it's not sustainable. You can't. They were getting run off the court until they weren't.
I think it's fair to ask what the Lakers were doing for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Because they were terrible.
You know what I said at the end?
No, we don't know what you said. We didn't hear you.
At the end of the
and we didn't understand you because we don't speak Spanish.
Asking, you want to know what I said?
Okay, they said that way.
Okay. So I was really, really upset when Prince lost that ball when he got the rebound, put it in his waist, like he was carrying
and Westbrook just came and took it.
Westbrook took it away like he was carrying a suitcase or something. I was really upset to the point that I hit the desk. We were all the way on top, and I totally forget that desk is permanent.
Yeah,
I almost hurt my
broke your hand.
But then at the end, I said, you know what? They realized who they're playing for. They're playing for the Lakers, and they play as a team. And that is very important. And you know this, Mike, better than anybody.
Wait a minute. For the last 50 games, they didn't know they were playing for the Lakers?
No, sometimes.
Oh, God.
No, Mike.
You take everything so literally.
They think they're playing for the Rams?
Explain the mirror thing again.
It's the mirror thing.
Pepe.
The Lakers are the mirror. Like tonight, they're going to play Washington. Terrible team. Now, are they going to play down to them? Are they going to use? Is it going to be the mirror thing? Are they going to mirror how bad Washington is?
LeBron should take the night off. They don't need him tonight.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. He's listed as questionable. If you're going to sit him, you should sit him tonight.
Tonight's the night.
This is a gimme game.
Yeah, of course.
And then maybe they won't. Maybe he wants to play.
And then what do you guys think about Dinwiddie? He's afraid of shooting.
No, he's not.
He's off to a very slow start with this team.
Yeah, he knocked down a big shot.
He never shoots.
Yeah, but he can play.
He has been missing a lot of shots.
He hasn't really. He's not really integrated yet.
Which is why, Pepe, if I'm Ty Lue, I just take the ball out of LeBron's hands and take my chances.
Of course.
But at the end of the game, when they realized LeBron was cooking them, and they tried to trap LeBron, Russell hit a 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rui hit a 3. Torian Prince hit a 3. Like, all of them kind of came to the rescue right at the right time.
Suddenly, the three shooting.
You know, that's got to drive the Clippers nuts. Of all teams to blow a 21-point lead to in the fourth quarter, they did
total
it to
collapse.
And that's why I tell you, boys.
Yeah.
This team could beat anybody and get talking about, oh, nobody can beat Denver. Who the freak is Denver? If that Laker team showed up last night,
Wait
they
a minute,
could beat
that
Denver.
Laker team sleepwalked through. Sleepwalked.
You mean the
Sleepwalked through
Laker
first
team
three
that
quarters?
play in the fourth quarter?
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Well, say it correctly.
If LeBron hits 5 threes in the fourth quarter, I think they've got a shot to win
I'm
games.
talking about the defensive pressure they put on the Clippers. If they put that kind of force on Denver, they could beat
Michael,
Denver.
they were sleepwalking through
for
the
three
first
quarters.
3 quarters. You
Right.
cannot
I'm talking about the fourth quarter, like Pepe just said.
Oh, so play the fourth quarter every quarter is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So play the fourth quarter
No, you're
every
wrong.
fourth quarter.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
No.
Why?
What he's trying to say, I'm going to explain to you.
Okay, please.
The Lakers should play the whole game
Yes.
like they played the fourth quarter.
Did I just say that?
You didn't say that.
No.
What did I say?
You
Michael.
said play the fourth quarter.
Michael, I don't believe the Lakers could win 4 of 7 from Denver.
If
Do you?
they play on defense like they did in that fourth quarter for the whole series, they can, Mace.
Here's
Who
the
is Denver?
truth.
Where's Kareem
Wait.
and Magic on Denver?
Here's the truth about the Lakers. LeBron said it last week. They can beat any team in the league,
Yep.
and they can lose to any team in the league. They have that unique ability to play to the level of the competition, and hopefully,
That's very deep. That's very deep.
hopefully, they'll use this home cooking 9 out of their next 10 here to get into a rhythm and get to a level where they just play the same every night because they haven't been doing that.
What did you say to me when the last time that I saw you in the lunchroom? You said, we need to win this game.
I know. I felt like we did.
It was a must-win to you, Ireland?
Of course.
Well, I think now I'm to the point
All
now
these
where
home
all
games,
of
you
them
got to
are-
win. You got to win them.
You know why it was a must win?
Why?
It was the last game that the Clippers are going to be
the home team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and by the way, do you get Michael and Pepe? Do you agree with Mason and I that as spectacular as last night was, and it was awesome? If they lose tonight, it kind of cancels it out.
Oh, God. You cannot lose.
You can't lose tonight.
I don't even think about it.
I'm not betting against the Lakers, no.
Yeah.
They won't lose tonight.
By the way, what's on tap today on 710? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, Lakers are back on the court tonight, as we're talking about at Crypto.com Arena against the Wizards. Coverage starts at 6 with the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Slee. Tip-off is at 7:30. You can hear all the play-by-play with John and Michael on 710 or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just click the Lakers Listen Live tile. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel of questions next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. So, I talk about the LA County Department of Mental Health every day here on the show, and I mentioned this yesterday, but weirdly, I'm kind of in a personal slump right now. I'm feeling a little bit down, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, all that kind of stuff, and but I've got great support around me. Juan is unbelievably supportive. All my friends here at work are supportive. And that makes a difference. Now, if you're out there struggling for whatever reason, you're depressed or you're anxious or you feel overwhelmed or you're having trouble in a relationship or you're having trouble at work, all that stuff, you can get free emotional support and service referrals and crisis counseling. Call the LA Department of Mental Health 24/7 helpline at 800-854-7771 or visit their website at dmh.lacounty.gov. Your mental health is their priority. Let them be your support on this journey. Together, let's shape a brighter tomorrow with hope and recovery and well-being. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
This season on 710, Real Dodgers Talk is back. On the road to Robert's redemption. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
All right, this is a good question. So the question is, would you rather live somewhere where it is bitterly cold all year long, or somewhere where it is smoking hot think Palm Springs in August?
Yeah.
So completely, unbelievably sweltering hot, or absolutely frozen. Which do you
this is
choose?
an easy one for me.
Is it?
Yeah, heat has never bothered me.
Oh, interesting.
I could live in Phoenix.
So
I could live in Palm Desert.
So you're talking about like 100-degree, 90 temperature in the 90s.
Well, like Palm Springs in August is like 120 degrees.
All the time?
In August, yeah.
No, but I mean, living.
You'd
in a
have to
place
live
with-
there all the time. 120 degrees or 20 below. Let's say
Well,
that.
I'm with John. I love the heat. I hate the cold weather.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, but although our answers are a little bit backwards, because if it's 120 degree heat, it's not like we can dress for it.
No.
And if it's 20 degrees below, we can dress
You
for
can
it.
you can bundle up,
Yeah,
exactly.
so you can manage cold better, but I'm just not a cold person.
Yeah.
And heat has never bothered me.
I've been in 116-degree heat. I've been in -20. You don't want to be in -20.
-20. Bergman, what about you?
So it's kind of what John's saying. I can put as much clothes as possible on and stay warm. I can't take off enough clothes to get rid of the heat. So I would rather be cold.
You'd rather be cold?
I would
Brian,
bundle
you?
up.
Yeah, saying rather be cold. That heat with that constant is just so miserable. At least if you're cold, you could get yourself a little warmer.
Right.
I choose heat. I don't mind when it gets real. I did a big project out there when we built our theaters in Palm Springs. I was out there one summer, and heat is just like a big warm blanket. I actually love the heat. I can't stand, even like right now, I walked into the Starbucks today. First thing I said to my regular barista, boy, it's cold out. It is cold today.
I don't like the cold weather, but you know, with the heat, you can always go and there's air conditioning everywhere.
True.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Of course, you can always go inside and get heated.
True. You've got that option. All right, so last night we get this message from Shohei Otani. To all my friends and fans throughout, I have an announcement to make. Not only have I begun a new chapter in my career with the Dodgers, but I also have begun a new life with someone from my native country of Japan who is very special to me, and I wanted everyone to know I am now married. I am excited for what is to come, and thank you for all your support.
Wow,
So we were talking the other day that if you're the face of the NBA, Shannon Sharp was trying to make the argument it matters if you're married.
Right.
And we all said, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I don't think it matters.
What stupid argument is that?
But here,
Brian, find that Shannon
It
Sharp.
was Shannon Sharp.
You saying you need to be married, or
he does? Shannon Sharp says you need. Him and Stephen A. were talking about who's going to be the next face of the NBA, and they were throwing different names out there. And Shannon Sharp.
That's not true, because Wilt Chamberlain was not married.
Kareem
was not.
The opposite.
We completely agree with you. Matter of fact, we don't even know, and we brought up Otani. Here's what Shannon Sharp said.
What about relationship status? Magic and Bird was married. LeBron was in a relationship with Savannah. How do we look at that? Because when we look at presidential candidates, we look at candidates, we want them to be secure. We want them to be foundational pieces. You know what I'm saying? That you have,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the hell you're asking.
Magic wasn't married to Cookie when he was the face. He got married later.
And by the way, Michael, I don't care about their relationship status.
I don't either.
That's a stupid argument.
But I'll say this.
But apparently somebody got to Shohei and said you should announce this because
why?
Maybe people will start. Well, why did he issue that statement?
He doesn't have to keep it a secret. Why do you have to announce it? Why do you have to make it public you're married? If he didn't want to, what's the big deal?
Wait a minute. So why did he do it?
Maybe because he felt he wanted to, but he didn't have to force him to do it.
When you're in love with somebody, you come out and say you're in love with somebody.
And you have to take into consideration the culture.
Yeah.
It's a different culture.
Sure. See, I disagree with Shannon Sharp, but I do think dating is like a full-time job. Do you remember back to the days when Bergman, dating is a lot. It's a lot of work.
It is legitimately a full-time job,
Depends
yes,
on the
and
girl.
it's frustrating.
Or the guy.
No,
dating.
The girl's high maintenance,
looking for the.
No,
in other words,
you're talking about one person, Michael. You're talking about one person.
You're talking about looking,
when
going
you're
through the process.
Yeah, when you're dating and you're dating multiple people and trying to find that one, It's a full-time
balancing, juggling.
Not
that
really.
one. No,
not if
that
you're,
one.
Not if you're in charge. I say, I'll let you know when I want to do it with you.
No, the reality, I think
exactly.
It's still a full-time job, though.
No.
Yeah, then
I
so
don't feel like calling anyone this weekend.
Did you ever hear when Michael met Julie, what his pickup line was?
Help me, please.
He looked at her and he goes, "I play for the Lakers." And he walked away.
That's it?
That's right.
That's right. What do you
Not
want
everybody has that calling card.
Well, that's true. That's true. That is ace in the hole. There.
Yeah, yeah.
But no,
I work at
Julie's-
ESPN Los Angeles.
I think Julie's response was, "So what?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think I've settled down since I'm 18 years now with one. I think I've settled down and I don't have to worry about all that other stuff. It allows me to focus on the stuff that's really important, the work part of things.
It's going to depend on your personality. If you're a horn dog and you got to go chase
I was.
girls,
If
but
that-
if you're kind
if
of
that
guy,
term is- yeah.
But if you're kind of guy who's laid back and go,
Yep.
I don't need to go out this weekend. I can just sit back and relax at home.
Where do we stand on the term horn dog?
Horn dog, Pepe.
Corn dog.
Well, it's out there now.
Pepe,
Yeah.
That's
horn
what he's
dog.
doing.
Yeah, it's out there
Everybody
now.
knew what he was talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
In there.
What, horn dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pepe thought I said corn dog.
Oh, corn dog. Yeah, no, not corn dog.
Pay attention.
Pay attention is right. All right, coming up next. Anyway, congratulations to Shohei Otani. He obviously has fallen in love, got
Are
married.
we sure he
Good for
wasn't
him.
talking about decoy?
Yeah, his dog. Yeah, maybe. he
Decoy
was.
the dog. I even know how to say it. Do you know how to say it in Japanese?
No.
Dekopin.
Decopine.
Dekopin.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm learning about Shohei Otani as much as I can because he's going to be the talk of the town, without question.
He is already.
He already is, yeah. Coming up next for you, not Wheel of Questions, 2 o'clock call of the day. Massive win for the Lakers last night. Just an unbelievable come-from-behind win. Down 21 in the fourth quarter. Somehow, LeBron James was able to win that game. They won really completely on his shoulders. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN for the 2 o'clock call of the day. Mason in Ireland, 710-ESPN.
It's a Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. Keep listening. You ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Oh, boy, this conversation is really something else. Aren't we giving away tickets to see John Mellencamp?
That we are.
Is that why you're playing it?
It is, yes. They're going to be live at the Hollywood Bowl.
Live at the Hollywood Bowl. I love Mellencamp. I interviewed him when I was in New York, and I said, John, rock and roll, I don't hear as much of it as I used to. Is rock and roll dead? He says, yes, it died years ago.
Pink House is one of my favorite songs.
Oh,
By the way,
Jack and
speaking of
Diane
tickets,
killer.
Guess how much the tickets for Iowa's game on Sunday to get in, just to get in to see Caitlin Clark break Pete Maravich.
So the get-in price.
Just the get-in price. The highest ever for women's basketball, pro or
$300.
$250.
$546.
$500
just to get in.
That's amazing. Well, you're seeing history.
Yeah. Although if Pete played 3-4 years with the three-point line, he would have scored over 5,000.
My dad's favorite player was Pistol Pete.
He was ahead of his time.
He loved Pistol Pete.
What a great folks! If you're a basketball fan, get on YouTube and watch Pistol Pete highlights.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Great.
Talk about a handle.
Used to be roommates with. Do you know this?
No.
Stu Lance.
Really?
No, really?
Yeah, back then when they played. Michael, did you ever, when you started in the NBA, did you have to have a roommate on the road?
No, we had the option if we wanted to. A single room, they would charge us extra for the single room. Can you believe that?
Is that right?
Is that what you did?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just let them charge
I didn't
you?
want no roommate. Imagine if I had a roommate like Pepe. I'd end up strangling him.
Oh, God, yes.
Michael, nobody wanted to be your roommate.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right, 2 o'clock call of the day. Got a lot of good stuff here. Let's go to...
Boy, look at all the calls.
Yeah, let's go to Scooter in L.A. Scooter, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Thanks for taking my call. I just got 2 quick things. I promise I'll be quick.
Yeah.
One is I want to piggyback on when you guys were talking about the women's basketball.
Yes.
And how
Caitlin Clark.
Taking over the thing. But also, mind you, we got one right here in Southern California called named Juju Watkins.
Oh, I'm glad you brought
she's
this
just
up.
good.
Scooter, I'm glad you brought this up.
I
You know,
mean-
she's breaking all of Cheryl Miller and Lisa Leslie's scoring records at USC. And I may go see her play in person one day. You know, the Galen Center is a great building.
It is,
She's
yeah.
not going to be there forever. And apparently she's like...
Too bad she's stuck there. She'd be the number 2 pick in the draft if she could come out.
Wait, she's not allowed
They're
to?
not allowed to. I think they got to go 3 years. Or
3
two
years?
3
years?
Yeah, I don't think
That
she's
is so
allowed.
anti-
I know. Let her go pro.
It's just not even... It's not, isn't this a
Matter of
capitalist
fact,
system?
if she was able to come out this year, she'd play for the Sparks. They got the number 2 pick.
Yeah, this is the first time ever, Michael, and you've always been on me that I don't watch women's basketball, and I always say I don't have the headspace for it. But I can now name 3 prominent college women's
Go ahead.
basketball.
Let's hear 'em.
Angel Reese,
Yeah.
Juju Watkins, and Caitlin Clark.
There you go. You're improving.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Let's get one more in here. Let's go to...
Try that call on... did that... Oh, no, Jay on line 2.
Jay, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Hey, guys. Now that the Clippers are leaving the Crypto Center,
Yep.
what do you think about the players that play for the Lakers that don't have banners, but are good enough to be on a golden ring of honor, like Michael Thompson, like Byron Scott?
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so
of course you think it's a good idea. Michael's like,
so,
oh, no.
Jay,
really, Mike?
what
Really?
you're suggesting
Whoa.
is these are people that would not have their numbers retired.
And wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
But then would have a Ring of Honor. It'd be weird, wouldn't it? Because if you're going to have a Ring of Honor and Magic and Kobe wouldn't be in it?
Yeah, that's odd. It's almost, yeah, I mean, I wish there was a place for guys like Derek Fisher and...
Obviously, Michael Cooper's going to be in the Hall of Fame, so he doesn't be. He'll be in next year.
You think Cooper's getting in?
He's got to get in.
Yeah.
He'll get in.
I do, too.
I think he should be.
He's the best defensive player on 9 finals teams.
But I mean,
He has to be there.
There are a lot of great Lakers that aren't in the Hall. I mean, AC Green, we saw the other... I mean, another guy, Iron Man.
Robert Ory should be there.
Robert Ory.
Wait a minute, Pepe. So...
7 rings,
I love Robert Ory. He's one of my favorite
He's great.
guys.
By the way, he's great on Spectrum
One
now,
of the
too.
greatest 6 men of all time.
If not the greatest. But here's the thing. If you're going to call it the Hall of Fame, okay, shouldn't you at some point have been the first or second best player on your own team?
No, Dennis Rodman wasn't.
Sure he was.
He was the second best player on the Bulls?
No.
Second best player on the
No, he's
Pistons?
probably third
Never.
best player on the
He was
Bulls,
the
right?
best. No, the reason Rodman's in is the same reason Michael Cooper
That's
should
defense.
get in. He was the best defensive player on the Pistons when the Pistons were going to the finals every
Right,
year.
but he wasn't the second best player or third best player.
Right, but if you talk to, and you're on this list, if you talk to anybody from the Showtime Lakers, anybody, Magic, Kareem, Michael, Byron, James, every single one of those guys, to a man, will tell you they don't win those titles without Michael Cooper.
Take that, Pepe.
I agree with you.
And so Michael Cooper needs to be in. You can't say that about Robert Horry. I think
Robert Horry has 7 rings.
And
I understand.
And he kept the Lakers alive against the Kings.
Right, but you're talking about individual moments as opposed to
If
a career.
If Robert Horry got into the Hall of Fame, I would have zero issue with it. I would celebrate it. But if you want to make the argument that the Hall of Fame should have a guy with 7 rings, then we got to go back and look at all those Celtic guys who have 7 rings.
Ireland, look at Manu Ginobili, one of the greatest 6 men ever. He doesn't have a bunch of scoring, but because he contributed to winning and he was a great 6-man, he's in.
And he was a good
Michael,
defender.
let's have a moment of honesty. If Manu Ginobili was American, he wouldn't be in.
Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
You don't agree?
Come on.
Wait
What's
a minute.
wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
Why are you putting so much emphasis on scoring?
No,
he was
I'm
a
just
great
saying,
player.
Manu was a great player, but he's in for his international contributions.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What are you talking about?
Because he didn't play that long in international basketball where he won a bunch of gold medals or stuff like that. He won 1 gold medal for sure with Argentina, but he got it because of his contributions with the Spurs.
I think there are a lot of people, international people, that go into the Hall of Fame based on their international
He
contributions.
did play 19 years in the NBA.
It's more than just
and
scoring.
he was a factor with San Antonio.
I like Manu, but I'm just saying.
But you think if he was American, he wouldn't be in?
But matter of fact, I think they would have made Powell wait. If he was in America, I think he would have got in eventually. But
Even though 19 years.
Yeah.
How many did Powell play?
About 16, 17 probably. Powell,
played a
at the
long
end of his career, Powell played in Chicago and he played in San Antonio.
Or he needs to get in there. Robert Horry's a Hall of Famer.
I
he had
have no
some of the biggest clutch
but
moments in basketball history.
if we're having a moment of honesty,
okay, moment of honesty.
Michael Cooper has to go in
Oh, yeah.
before Robert Horry.
Yeah.
Before Robert.
Before
for
Robert
sure,
Horry.
We're not even arguing about that. Are you arguing?
I'm not.
Horry hit more big shots.
You're making an argument that we're not making an argument back at. So it's a one-sided argument.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
You're looking in a mirror.
The Hall of Fame, and the Basketball Hall of Fame is weird because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I don't understand how it works.
Like, for example, Ralph Sampson's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's just
If
basketball.
it was based on his NBA career, he wouldn't be in.
But his collegiate career
It was
counts.
so dominant.
So international career, collegiate career, NBA career, all that stuff adds up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a corn dog.
A corn dog. Yeah, that is a corn dog, Pepe. I agree. That is a corn dog. All right, so I wanted to do this. John, you sent this along today. This Stephen A. Smith thing with the
Michael
with
like
Zion
this.
Williamson
Okay.
is so weird.
So Stephen A. Smith has been beating this drum all year long that the reason Zion Williamson is not an all-star is because he can't stop eating. And all he does is eat. So Antonio Daniels, who is the color guy for the Pelicans, he works with Michael's best friend Joel Myers. He does the games that
he's not too serious about himself. That's why I like.
Yeah. So Antonio comes out and says Stephen A's making that up. Zion has no issues with food, and let's just say Stephen A is not having it. Here's Stephen A.
You might say, well, what Stephen A said about Zion was unnecessary. Well, damn it, let him speak for himself. Do I have to get into details about the issues that the New Orleans Pelicans have had with keeping him from stuffing his face and his stomach? About how this brother has hidden food. Literally, I'm not speculating. Hidden food from y'all. Because you work for the Pelicans too. So we wouldn't know how much he was eating. Stop it. You know it's true. I've been covering the NBA for 30 years. You know how much stuff I could say, but you know I never would. Because I don't violate people and I don't violate trust like that. You understand English, Antonio Daniels. You know that's not what I was saying. I was talking about down the road. How honest are you being about Zion? He don't have a food issue? The best chefs in New Orleans don't know him by name? They don't try to shuttle car services to see him? I'm exaggerating?
Yeah, I mean, once they have like gumbo and a thermos in his locker, what the hell is going on? He's hiding food?
So, Michael, who do you believe, Antonio Daniels or Stephen A. Smith?
I'm on Antonio Daniels' side, but it's not a Stephen A. He's in his closet looking through his pantry and stuff.
See, I agree with Antonio Daniels. First of all,
I agree with Stephen
is
A.
this, wait a minute. Is
Stephen
this
A's not making stuff up.
But is this a fair critique of somebody?
No.
Zion's having a pretty good year. Yeah. Zion, I looked it up today. He's at like 24 and 5
He's
and
great,
5.
He's a great player.
He's played 49 games, which is pretty good.
So you three are all saying Stephen A. Smith's making stuff up.
Yeah. I'm saying that Antonio Daniels is correct.
So then you're saying that Stephen A.'s making stuff up.
I'm saying it's out of bounds that Stephen A. even criticized Zion Williamson on the food issue. Zion's having a pretty good year. What is it Stephen A.'s business? What Zion Williamson is doing?
There's a weight clause in his contract.
Yeah, in fairness, I have said he needs to drop some pounds to prolong his career.
Right.
But I'm not saying he's got a food addiction.
You didn't know he had like
car services lining
right.
up to
yeah,
take, chefs by their first.
He's got
apple pies under his seat.
Hiding food from y'all.
There's apple pie under his seat.
He's got candy bars
under the pillow.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but I think he could improve his diet.
When we go to these fancy hotels and they leave the chocolates on your pillow, in Zion they leave the whole candy bar.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The whole C's candy bar.
I don't know. Is it fair to criticize somebody's weight?
Sure. Of course.
It is.
I do it.
Only in sports, not in real life.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys get fined, like football players, NFL players get fined if they're overweight.
Yeah, of course.
But nobody goes on national.
Any basketball players get fined if they're overweight. But Pat Riley fine you guys if you're overweight?
No, he just make you suffer. He'd run you till you die. Make you lose that weight.
There would have to be a clause in your contract for them to be able to
penalize you.
Yeah,
and
to penalize
he
you.
does have one. He does have a weight clause in his contract. Yes.
Does he have a weight clause?
Yes.
What do you think the number is? Do you think it's a number? You can't go over this weight?
I'm thinking probably body fat issue and weight. Because what do you call it? BMI, body mass index. They probably got something like that in there where it gets checked because they have to check him because he is. But I was during the Pelicans game. I told Ireland, I don't know how he does this. Ireland, look how thick he is, but look how athletic he is.
Yeah,
it's weird.
He's got tremendous bounce. And by the way, unlike regular players, he can jump as high on the second jump as he can jump on the first.
It's amazing.
No, he kind of bounds.
Just imagine if he
dropped
weight.
30 pounds, got like what Charles Barkley did when Moses told him, "Hey man, the reason why you ain't playing because you're a fat, you know what?"
Yep.
So, but if someone just be honest like that with Zion and just tell him, "Hey man, play at 260. You could be another LeBron if you played at 260."
What do you think he weighs?
285, 290.
Well, you guys have opened up a bigger can of worms here. I have always wondered, we've had this as a topic on the show before. I always wonder if you have a friend, a good friend, somebody you really care about, and that friend is obviously struggling with their weight.
Right.
Are you a good friend or a bad friend if you get on them about it?
You're a good friend because it's for their health.
You are a good friend because
they don't
you're
know.
telling them.
Pepe, they don't know they're overweight. Of course they do.
Yeah,
course
but
they do, yeah.
Well,
Mason and I are friends with somebody that was gained like 50 pounds, and we went back and forth on whether or not we should come at him from a place of love and say, "Hey man, we care about you. We don't want to see you have a heart attack and die. What can we do to help?" And we decided against it.
Yes.
We didn't do it.
I know who it is.
And
no, you don't.
This guy lost.
None of my business.
Yeah, this guy. That's the conclusion we came to.
Yeah.
And you guys both know this guy.
Yeah.
He dropped all the weight on his own without us saying. He looks great now.
He looks fantastic.
So he did it on his own. So I never know whether or not it's appropriate to do what Stephen A. just did, and that is point out to somebody, "Hey,
you're getting fat.
You're getting fat, and it's affecting your performance, and you can do better."
Well, affecting your performance is different from just gaining weight.
Right, and
you can still be good at your job when you're
debated
overweight.
This. Laura is so good on this subject. She's not here today, but Laura openly talks about the fact that she used to weigh a lot more than she does now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she battled
looks great.
She battled it for years.
Yep.
And look at her now. And we said, okay, back then, we all know you now, and you know we would be coming at you from a place of love. We like you, and we want to see you be healthy and happy.
One of my sisters died because of obesity, and we talked to her about it.
But would it have been our place to go to Laura when she was overweight and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Lose weight"?
Well, it depends how close are you from this person. But who do you think is the first person that knows about being fat?
The person that's fat.
The person that is fat.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They're
But you
already
just said,
aware of
wait
it.
a minute. 2 minutes ago, you just said we should say something. Now you're saying maybe we shouldn't.
Depending how close you are to that person.
What if it was me and you? Well, you and I are good friends.
No, because
if I gained 50 pounds, would you come? Would you say, "What are you doing"?
No, because I'm afraid of you.
Yeah. Well, when I weighed 217, nobody said, "Hey, Mason, you got fat."
Of course we did.
No.
Why do you think I make bets with you that you got to get down to 200?
No.
Did anybody ever come to me and say
100%? John said he called you fat bastard multiple times.
Well, that's different.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's
No, it's
different
not.
than coming to me as a friend and saying, "Mace, I'm concerned about you. You've gained a lot of weight."
No,
we do everything on air.
I said that on the air.
No, you just called me fat bastard. That's not supportive.
I said seriously.
So you thought that was a
No,
compliment?
remember I said I'll give you $50,000 of mythical money if you drop below 200.
Yeah.
And you went, no, I don't. I need time. And now you're below 200.
He's right, 100%. He did come to you and talk to you. It was on the air.
That was my way of coming at you from a place of love.
So what is the lesson is?
He
if
just
you
made a
have
bet.
fat friend, make a bet with them to see if you can get their weight down.
No, Mace. John made a bet with me about you being over 195 by April 1st because he wants you below 195.
Yeah, because I know you will win that bet just to shut me up.
I do tend to do that. Yes,
That's
but we
exactly
never
why.
said something to this guy,
No, and now he looks great.
and now he looks great.
But if I was,
But you, Michael, you it sounds like you feel like you should always say something.
Yeah, if I was-
Did you say something to your sister?
yeah, oh yeah, we were on all the time, but she was in denial, and she ended
What
up.
did you say to her? Like, how did you approach her?
I would in a place of like Patty was the name. Patty, you should try to drop 50 pounds. But like I should say, try to drop 5 pounds a month. It's going to take years, but if you just worked on 5 pounds,
That's good
a
advice.
month,
That is good
don't
advice.
think about dropping 100.
Yeah,
Just
don't
think
lose
5
it too
pounds a month.
fast. Yeah, it
Just
takes
think-
time.
just incrementally, and you'll see your life will start changing. And if Zion was my teammate, I definitely would say something to him.
But see, that's your sister.
Yeah.
See, you're close to somebody. You have more.
Pepe,
it's-
if I gain
it's
50
closer.
pounds and you don't get on me about it, I'm going to be mad at you.
You won't get.
Oh, I'll get on you, fat bastard.
No.
Oh, I'm not worried about you.
You're too conceited to do that.
But if you
I
were
have
Zion's
my
team-
nephew. My nephew is young. Well, he is like 39, and he's really fat.
Yeah.
And one day I said to him, "No, seriously," I said
know.
to him, "Listen,
Is he a listener?
Listen, I don't want to be pushing you in a wheelchair if you
Right.
have a problem because
Right.
you're getting more and more weight."
What did he
Weight,
say?
He loves food.
What did
can
he
I
say when you told him that?
He said, "Okay," but he didn't lose the weight.
Yeah,
He didn't lose
Pepe,
weight.
if you were Zion's teammate, would you advise him in a nice way?
In a nice way, yeah.
To get in better shape.
Well, I think if you're his teammate and you come to him and you go, look, man, if we're going to win,
Yeah.
it's going to be on riding your shoulders,
Right.
and you have to be in shape and you have to be healthy. And if you don't lose the weight, you're not going to be either one.
Zion should go on that Ozempic.
Is that healthy?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
It's not healthy?
Well, what I've heard is that once you go on it,
Right.
it works.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a diabetes drug.
Yes.
But it also helps with weight loss. It works, but then the minute you go off it, you gain the weight right back.
Now, I know somebody that went on it and lost like 75 pounds.
Are they still on it?
Not on it and have maybe gained a little, but not anywhere
that's
close.
the issue. Is that Lisa's got a bunch of friends. She can't do it because she's had cancer.
Oh, yeah, right.
And if you've had cancer, it's
Well, Lisa doesn't need it either.
Well, but she has friends that are on it.
Yeah.
And she says the thing that drives her friends crazy is you can't go off it. Once you're on it,
Once you're on it, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, let me tell you about my experience playing in the LA Poker Classic at Commerce Casino. Now, I love Commerce Casino. If you want details on all the events coming up, go to commercecasino.com. I love this partnership. It's a natural for me because I love playing poker. At the LA Poker Classic, I lasted 6 hours. I was a table full of really good players. And I lasted 6 hours. I went out on a really good hand, a queen high flush, lost to one of the two hands that I could lose to, but I can live with that. And I'll be at the cash tables this weekend playing, so if you're there on Saturday, look out for me. You can find every game you want, limit hold'em, no limit hold'em, all that stuff. Get this, Commerce Casino gave away $1 million in promotions in January alone, giving away $20 million in promotions in 2024, and the LA Poker Classic, you can still get in there through March the 3rd. It's Commerce Casino and Hotel, commercecasino.com, the home of Mandy's 3, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
LAFC are now 7-0 in season openers, and that's an
continues now.
So it's BBO Fifth Row Fridays this week. A chance to win Lakers v. Sacramento. Fifth Row Wednesday, March 6th at Crypto.com Arena.
That'll be a good game, by the way.
Got to answer questions about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, and tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3:30, we'll do the quiz. Your chance to win, courtesy BBGO, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay, so I can't remember, Greg, if it's you or if it's Mason that says there is a Seinfeld episode that covers everything.
Yep, sure is.
So you guys know that there's this controversy now in Major League Baseball about the uniforms.
Yeah, the see-through pants.
They've had see-through pants. They don't like the fabric. But sure enough, somebody, because the internet is undefeated, one of the storylines on the old Seinfeld show was that George Costanza got a job as the assistant to the traveling secretary for the Yankees. But he would always stick his nose into everybody's business and try and put his imprint on the team, and it always blew up in his face. So one time he's down in the locker room, he's talking to Danny Tartable, and he said, "What is this, polyester?" He goes, "You guys need cotton. You need a fabric that breathes." And without talking to anybody, he went and changed all the uniforms to cotton. Sure enough, it blew up in George's face. Here's how it went down.
Hey, Yankee game. Oh, great. All right.
And the Yankees take the field.
And what is with the Yankees? They look like they're having trouble running. They can't move.
It's their uniforms. They're too tight. They've shrunk. They're running like penguins. Forget this game.
Oh, my God. Mattingly just split his pants.
That's a shame.
So, again, it blows up in George's face. But you would think this uniform thing in Major League Baseball, I mean, why are you cutting corners on uniforms? You're a multi-billion-dollar business.
Do you think they're cutting corners, or do you think they just misjudged this whole thing? I don't think they deliberately said, hey, these are cheaper, so let's do it.
Remember, Michael, when the NBA tried to change the basketball?
Oh, yeah, people hated that.
And it was a disaster.
Yeah.
I think that's where these uniforms are going. Why didn't they just break out the uniforms from last year? Everything was fine last year.
Well, because maybe marketing, they figure we're going to sell more jerseys or T-shirts or whatever.
I don't know. It just seems weird that would even be an issue.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to ask you guys about is, did you guys read, you know who Marvin Harrison Jr. is? The wide receiver at Ohio State.
The number 4 pick in the draft.
Well,
just
a lot
the
of
number 3-4 pick, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people think he could go higher than 4. But
he could go 3, yeah.
3 quarterbacks.
Jaden Daniels goes 3.
It's 3 quarterbacks.
Go 4. That's 3 quarterbacks.
Well, you think
1, 2, 3.
a lot of people are cooling on Drake May.
Really?
Yeah.
The Patriots came out and said they're taking quarterback.
Okay. So Marvin Harrison has decided, and I'm curious if you guys agree with his theory, that the NFL Combine is going on. He's not going.
Good. He doesn't need to.
Ohio State has a pro day. Yep. He's not going.
Doesn't need to.
He originally scheduled an individual pro day. He canceled it.
Good.
He is not going to work out for a team.
Good.
He is not going to go to any of these organized workouts.
Good.
Michael, smart strategy or dumb strategy?
You don't see this kid play for 3 years. I think he's a junior, right?
Right.
You've seen him show up in the biggest games. You saw what he do live in competition. Running around cones and running dummy drills. What does that even prove?
All right.
It is a waste of time for people at his level. Now, if you're going to be a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th rounder, yes. But when you're Marvin Harrison, you don't need to do that crap.
Let me throw it back at you.
All right.
Your son Clay was the Pac-12 Player of the Year.
Right.
He worked out for any team that
That's
asked
different,
him.
Aaron.
Why?
He was not LeBron James. He was not Kobe Bryant.
He was Marvin Harrison. He was a really good college player.
No. Yes, he was a very good college player. Clay was not. Let's see, who was number 1 in the draft that year? I think it was Kyrie and even Kyrie. Kyrie didn't have to go work out with people because everybody knew he was the number 1 pick, so he didn't have to go do stupid
Clay
workouts.
Didn't have to work out with people.
Yes,
he had 3 years of tape.
A lot of
on
people thought Clay wasn't even a first-round pick, so he had to go out there and prove to people that he was.
Can Marvin Harrison improve his stock by doing a pro day or go to the combine?
No, because
he can only go down.
Pepe, what do you think? If you were advising Marvin Harrison, would you tell him, do what you're doing, don't work out for anybody, or would you tell him go out there?
I think he should work out for some of the teams.
Why?
But because he's going to have...
They know how good he is.
But he has an attitude. And,
he doesn't have no attitude.
He just doesn't
No, I know what Pepe's saying. I agree with him.
What attitude?
Why? Wait a minute. If you want to hire me for a job and I'm confident, I'll do whatever you want.
Oh, come on.
There you go.
Yeah,
But if you've already got the job,
in Hollywood, this is the equivalent of
I don't want to
asking
audition.
an actor to read.
So wait a minute. So let me ask you.
And by the way, the big actors never read.
Right.
They don't have to.
Let me ask you.
But if I was a director, I might insist on it.
Should
And if you didn't want
Caitlin
to
Clark go work out for the Indiana Fever before the draft?
I wouldn't say no. Kobe worked out for everybody.
But Kobe was 18 years old. Nobody really knew who he was.
Caitlin Clark's 19.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison's going to go number
Is she
4 in this
really?
draft.
How is she a junior?
Well, she's of age. She just turned 22.
Yeah,
so she's
she
gonna
must
run
have
on
been- she must have
But
stayed
no,
back in high school
when it's obvious that this player is this good, you don't need to work out. Like when Blake Griffin was coming out of Oklahoma, would you have worked him out? 4 or 5 teams?
If I had the first pick, sure.
He was a consensus number 1 pick.
Right.
Are you saying if you had the number 4 pick in this draft, you would pass on Marvin Harrison because he
Wouldn't
didn't
pass
do a
on him,
program?
but I would ask him to work out and hope
and
he
if
would
said,
do it.
And if you said no, would you still take him? Of course you would.
So wait a minute.
I
He's
would
the
look
best
at- I
wide
would look
receiver
at
in the
other
draft.
people.
No.
Alan, if you were Victor Wembanyama's agent, you would have told him, "Oh, go work out for 5 or
Work
6
out for
teams."
everybody.
Would you have told him that?
I think Wembanyama did work out for people. He went to the combine.
Yes.
But he didn't play. He was just there. He went for interviews.
Yeah,
to
I
sit
don't
down
even
and
thi-
talk
but
to the
Marvin,
Spurs.
Marvin Harrison's not doing that.
You don't need to.
I would be afraid if a player acts like that. Why? Because maybe in his head he's going to say, I'm bigger, and then he might be a trouble.
remember Sean. You guys remember Sean Bradley? I remember Sean
yeah.
Bradley did this, and he got picked second in the draft. Turns out he wasn't very good.
Well, Marvin Harrison ain't no Sean Bradley.
Yeah,
Marvin
and-
Harrison legit.
By the way,
Come on,
let's
Ireland.
can we
But
not?
you're saying that right now after the fact, Michael.
What do you mean after the fact?
After the fact, because
I've
everybody
watched him
thought
play
that
for 3 years.
everybody thought that Bradley was going to be better.
Right.
No, I didn't think he was going to be the next Kareem.
Mace,
So
if,
Marvin
uh,
Harrison
you
Jr.
know
is
it-
going to
you know
go
it
number
all.
4 to Arizona.
Yes, you don't need to
Hey,
work
Mace,
out.
if
Yeah.
somebody said to you, hey, you've been on the radio for 30 years
Yeah.
in Los Angeles. You're in the Southern California Sports Broadcasters
Right.
Hall of Fame. I'm thinking about hiring you for this network gig, but
Yeah.
I need you to come in here and audition.
Right.
You have any problem with auditioning?
Was it on camera or is it on radio?
Radio.
On radio, no, I wouldn't audition. I don't need to.
Yeah.
Go
What if
listen
it
to my
was
podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
There's literally every word I ever said available right now online.
Pepe, I'm with you. I would have no issue auditioning or putting anything on tape. They
I
wanted me
have
to.
no problem.
He can
I
only
have no
drop.
problem.
He can
I
only
really
drop.
don't.
And he's not going to. He don't need to work out. Man, Marvin Harrison legit.
I think it's an
He's
attitude
the
of
best.
people. No,
He arguably is the
I'm
best
with
player in
you.
the draft.
Yeah.
I'm with Pepe.
Well, you guys are nuts. That's a stupid. It's a stupid. It's
That
a
is stupid.
And
stupid
you
thing
are
for
a
most
corner.
players.
Okay, Ireland, coming up next, I got proof that I'm going to win that Taylor Swift bet.
What, they're
What?
breaking up?
The Taylor Swift Travis
breaking-
Kelsey
are they
bet.
breaking up?
I've got a list of rules and demands that she is making on him
No.
right now.
I've already banked this money. Greg, what is it? 5K?
I think it was more than that. I have it right here. Hold on just one second. It might be more.
By the way, I lost 10K last night. They did not hit the over.
yeah, it's 5K.
Yeah, I did not. By the way, 5K is nothing. But I didn't hit the over last
No,
night,
you
so
did not.
subtract
Way,
10K.
way under.
Way under last
See if I
night.
agree with any of them.
Yeah. By the way, whenever we bet Mythical Money, it's always brought to you by Prize Picks, the largest and #1 daily fantasy sports platform in North America. New members go to prizepicks.com/710. Use code 710 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy.
Hey,
Mason, what?
If you wanted someone to cook you a meal and Wolfgang Puck said, I'll cook you, would you want to try him out first?
Audition. Yeah, test me out.
Audition, Wolfgang. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, do you golf, play pickleball, tennis, soccer, basketball, football, and afterwards, do your knees hurt? Does your back hurt? Back pain and knee pain are the most common soreness that people encounter. That's why I love iSpot Active. It is wearable cryotherapy. I used to be one of those guys that went to a cryopod and spent $75 to go in there for 3 minutes, and I would come out and I'd feel better. Now I don't even have to spend that money at all because I have an iSpot Active compression shirt, just like Steve Mason has
That's
an
right.
iSpot Active
my
compression
shoulder,
shirt.
every night, my shoulder, my rotator cuff.
It is the best. Do what you love every day with iSpot Active. Go to that website, iSpotActive.com. ICEBOD active.com. You go to that website, you'll see Hall of Famer James Worthy. He has a testimonial on there. There's a doctor that explains how it all works. And here's the best part. You don't like it for any reason, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's always free shipping. iSpot Active wants you to try this product and love it as much as I do. Go to the website today. They have compression pants and shorts. They have ice-cold gel packs that slide into slots on both the pants and the shorts, and you feel better almost right away. Other day, I was lifting a bunch of stuff. I was loading up a moving truck. I put my iSpot Active shirt on for 20 minutes. I felt great. Go to iSpot Active, iSpotActive.com.
And it is a Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
LAFC are now 7-0 in season openers, and that's an MLS record as Timothy Tillman got the 2024 party started.
Shot goal! It's Timothy Tillman with a shot from 12 yards out. It's 1-0.
The Black and Gold hit the road this Saturday for the first time this season when they visit RSL.
The win is very important for the team. Just need to get the confidence we need for the rest of the season.
Pre-game starts Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
All right, Parker. What's up, Greg? Spring training. All right, Parker. Jeez. Little Otani and Dodger blue. Yeah, why are you looking at the camera? I don't know. Let's start over. All right, Parker. Dodger spring training. That's right, Greg. Otani and Dodger blue. Yeah, Yamamoto's here. Pretty excited about that one. Tons of new faces. I mean, Kike's back. Yes, it's great. Maybe we should talk about it on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. I like that idea. What do you say? 9:30, 9:55? Right, leading right into Travis and Sliwa. Get a couple guests. Maybe Marcus Grant, Travis Rogers, perhaps? Yep, just have a bunch of people come in. Maybe Clinton Yates will even find his way in. Oh, you know, you always want to have the handsome man president right there. Absolutely. All right, well, I think we should do that. We'll do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 9:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to LAX.
So congratulations to Jason Bowles from Mission Viejo. He has won a pair of tickets to Outlaw Fest 2024 with Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, and Brittany Spencer coming to the Hollywood Bowl for one night only this summer, July the 31st. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Check out OutlawMusicFest.com for all the details. It is Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
How old is Bob Dylan now? He's got to be in his 80s,
Boy,
right?
he's up there, right?
Got to be. Is he still kicking around, kicking strong?
I don't know.
He's still going.
Did you ever see Dylan?
No, I've never seen him live.
I've never seen him live
You've never
either.
seen Dylan?
No, I've never seen Dylan.
He's
seen
82.
him?
82. Wow.
82. Now, you've seen Bob Dylan. Did you understand anything he was saying?
Yes.
You did? You understood the words?
Yes.
I never understand the words.
I saw him a long time ago, and One of the favorite.
Hey, there's a microphone there. You should talk into it.
It's your first day here, Pepe? What's going on?
Are you a newcomer to the business?
Why do you not have your headphones on?
I saw Bob Dylan. I understood everything. I saw him first in way like in the 60s, maybe.
Oh, in the
late
60s you saw him? That's when he could pronounce things correctly.
And one of the songs that I really liked was Ramona.
Ramona.
Did you ever hear
Brian,
the song
you wanna find
Ramona?
that? Ramona?
Yeah, oh, Ramona. Just
I've never heard that.
Yeah, Brian's going to dial up some Ramona for you right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man, you leave like you forget about everything.
Did you just say Jesus Christ?
You didn't do that. Come on, Pepe.
Because I believe in
First day on radio. What's going on here?
Because I believe it.
Welcome to the business.
Wait. What did I say in my speech? What was the first thing that I said in my speech?
You said thank you?
No.
No, that you were glad you took a lot of psychology classes in college.
No,
I
because
said
you can deal
God
with us.
has been really good to me.
Yes.
I said that.
Right.
And I repeated it
And then
every
you
time.
just took his name in vain.
No, I'm not taking his name in vain.
You did. No, we dumped it. It's okay.
Yeah, no, you did. You took his name
Put
in
your
vain.
headphones on, talk into the mic, be a
Greg wants you to
professional.
put your headphones on. He thinks you're ignoring him.
You're ignoring everybody right now.
Yeah, Pepe's
You're in
just
a full like.
Pepe's doing his own show
Bigger
over
than
there.
everybody else.
I cannot hear you.
It's
Well, because you don't have your headphones on.
Is this Ramona?
I just don't exist. It's all just a dream, babe, a vacuum, a scheme, babe, that sucks you into feeling like this.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. Listen to
it's
this.
folky.
I can see that your head has been twisted and fed
This is when he
with
can
a
pronounce
worthless
Yeah.
foam
I can
from the
actually
You ever
mouth.
seen the
understand what he's
SNL skit where they're talking, you can't understand a word they're saying, him and Tom Petty, and then they start singing and it's crystal clear?
Yeah, right.
You guys don't appreciate anything.
I'm
That
not
is
a
why-
Dylan fan.
how
I
far-
appreciate many things.
No.
I'm not a Dylan fan.
How far do you guys go back in the past?
Not
Tell
as far
me-
back as you, clearly.
No, well, of course, because you're very limited.
Right. Well, no, because you were around longer than I was.
Yeah, but history is there in the books.
I try to learn my history, yes, but Bob Dylan was never my cup of tea.
Listen, Mace.
You are going to get slaughtered in potpourri lies today.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're out to get me.
Don't lose the little respect that I still have for you.
Okay, the last shred of respect is almost gone.
The last drop of respect.
Yeah. All right, so I mentioned this. Taylor Swift has made some rules for Travis Kelce.
Let's hear them.
Okay, this is from a very trusted source.
Okay.
And they talked
Is
to
it Wikipedia?
No, they talked to Life and Style magazine.
Of
This
course.
insider.
Who's they?
Lisa has
Who's
rules
they?
for you.
Insider, an
that I
unnamed
know
source.
Inside.
Okay, here we go. Travis is fine with Taylor giving him her thoughts and opinions on how to navigate such a public relationship. He really does appreciate it. He's not so happy with some of the restrictions she wants to place.
Let's hear them.
For example, Travis is fine not going to strip clubs anymore. That's one of her hard and fast rules. But Taylor also doesn't want him posing for any photographs with female fans, mostly to avoid inaccurate headlines. He rolled his eyes on that one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Friends claim that Taylor has asked Travis to FaceTime her, not just text when they're apart. She didn't overtly say it, but she secretly wants to see where he is and who he's with. Taylor's a good judge of character and fears that some of his buddies are red flags. She doesn't want to control him.
Right. Jeez.
Just help. He's under a microscope now more than ever. Taylor loves Travis and thinks these rules will help things in their romance.
I got to tell you guys, for the very first time, I think I might lose that bet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Greg, what do I have to make it to June 1st?
June 1st. It's now. It's gonna be March 1st tomorrow.
I think the odds. So I got to go make it through March, April, and May.
Yep.
I think the odds shifted towards you.
Yeah,
now.
and I agree with Mason when you decided that. I said that they were going.
They're not going to make it to June 1st.
It's very with all those rules.
This is that story that you just read is the very first time I've thought to myself I could lose that bet.
Yeah. Oh, when you don't text me, I need to see you on FaceTime. Oh, don't take pictures with.
By the way, do you guys think it's weird? Our friend Bill McDonald does this. Billy Mack almost exclusively uses FaceTime rather than call.
Yeah, I'm not a big FaceTime
So,
guy.
we'll be sitting on the plane, and one of his boys will FaceTime him from a party, and Billy will be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah, blah. And Michael, he goes, "Look, there's Ireland, there's Michael." Blah. So all of his business is out there.
Yeah.
He only uses FaceTime.
That's weird. I hardly ever use FaceTime.
The only time I use FaceTime is when I'm trying to explain something to my mom.
Yeah, you know what?
I
Your
go,
mom
I'm
is the
call
one
you
place.
on FaceTime. She goes, I can't get the TV to work.
Yeah.
Point the phone towards the TV.
I'm the same on FaceTime. I'll FaceTime my mom, but I think that's the only person I'll FaceTime. And if Juan made the rule that I can't text him anymore, I have to FaceTime him every time so he can see where I am and who I'm with. No.
Mace, how credible is this report about Taylor?
Well, I mean, Michael.
Life and Style magazine, Michael. What else do you need?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, if she's got to see who he's with,
Have they
his friends
ever
and
been
stuff.
wrong before?
Well, you got a point there.
It's not like Us Weekly or one of those. It seems more credible, doesn't
Us Weekly is even more reliable.
Us Weekly is not reliable at all.
Us Weekly is very reliable, and the most reliable thing of all, National Enquirer.
Yes, of course.
What if you were Travis? What would you do if you get all those rules?
All those rules, I would say we need to negotiate that, baby doll.
How about you, John?
I probably wouldn't call her baby doll.
You said baby doll.
That's a cutie. That's a cute.
Turn off your phone.
All right,
This
so
is twice now,
All
Mace.
right, who didn't turn their...
Oh, hang on a second.
Is this a FaceTime call?
Shadano calling me on FaceTime.
Answer it. Answer it.
Hey, Shadano, what's up, man? What's wrong with FaceTime? What? FaceTime? I just don't use it. You're not even showing your face right now. It just says JS. There you are. And now your mic turned up. You don't know how to use technology, George. You don't know how to use technology.
He'll be in later.
Yeah, he's coming along.
All right, coming up next is What's Up, Fool? So we'll get Brian in here. We'll get Greg in here. They'll throw a bunch of stuff at us. By the way, Game of Games will be decided today. It's the last day of the month. And the game is Potpourri of Lies from Pepe Monti. If I win the month.
Quick, I'm Googling
if
1930s
anyone
actresses.
else wins... Well, no, Greg, if you win, you tie Mason.
Tie.
If Brian wins, he ties Mason, right?
Yep.
Right.
Mace.
If you win, you win outright.
Right. If Michael wins, you win. Or if you win, you win. So you're the favorite.
I'm betting on me. I
this.
know stupid esoteric stuff that Pepe asks about all the time.
Get rid of the multiple choice, and I'll slaughter him.
What are you going to buzz in Betty Grable? What the hell?
No, Pepe, who would win if you did this without multiple choice?
You probably would.
Yeah. No.
No, because he's really quick.
Wait a minute. I'm smarter, though.
You're smarter, but you're slow.
I'm the smartest person here.
Mace, there's Claudette
Claudette Colbert.
Yeah,
it happened one night, 1939.
Irene Dunn.
There you go.
Loretta Young.
You're giving me a lot of good names from future.
Those are all coming up. All right, in the meantime, before we get to What's Up, Fool, if you're riding in the backseat and injured in an Uber or a Lyft accident, it is completely different than a normal wreck. Your driver is covered by Uber or Lyft, so not only are you dealing with the other person's insurance company, you got to talk to the rideshare company insurance too. Believe me, don't deal with this on your own. You need an expert, and my friend Jacob is the expert when it comes to handling Uber and Lyft cases. Years ago, Jacob and his team took on these cases before anybody else. He understands all the nuances involved in this particular kind of accident. So, if you're injured in any kind of rideshare accident, there is only one name to remember. It is Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
And make sure you're following Call Jacob on Instagram and Facebook. Go to @call.jacob. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And it is a Michelob Ultra reaction. And we've been very excited that What's Up Fool is made possible by our friends at Dos Hombres. In fact, we've got a special guest voice. Take it away, guest voice.
What's Up Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so Kevin Durant was on the boardroom recently, and he says that this is what he said. I want to really dominate. I really want to make a statement on how dominant our players are. Like 40, 50-point wins. I want to do that when talking about the Olympics coming up. Is that even possible in today's Olympics with how great all these other countries are?
About who said
Durant says he wants to beat teams by 40 or 50 points.
International basketball has improved too much. Other countries have improved too much. You're not going to beat Serbia by that much or Slovenia.
But there are some countries you could beat by that much. Well, who was it? Angola that Barkley elbowed?
Maybe, those kind of countries from Africa maybe. But the European countries, man, those guys are legit now. You'll beat them. The U.S. is going to beat them. But about by 40,
Like,
50.
You're not going to beat Australia. You're not going to beat Spain by 40,
You're not going to beat France because they're going to have Wemby now.
Slovenia,
and Gobert and a bunch of other guys.
Canada has
Canada's
a very
really
good
good.
team.
I'll take it a step further, Greg. I don't even think we're a lock to win the gold medal, and all of our best players are playing. I think the rest of the world is caught up.
I think we are.
Oh,
They'll
we'll
be close.
I think
but
we'll be favored.
I think I'll be shocked if they don't win the gold medal. Everybody.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they don't win the gold
best
medal.
Of the best are going to be there this year.
But I'm looking at the scores. 30-40 wasn't realistic 4 years ago. I don't know. I'd be realistic.
It's not
now.
realistic at all because most teams in Europe are way better. Even Greece has a good team.
Yep, Antetokounmpo boys. Yeah, they'll win, but I think
not by 40
I bet
points.
you the average margin of victory will probably be, I'd say, 12 points.
Something like that.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're at a point where, like it was the dream team, where you'd go out there and just dominate. The world is caught up to a great degree. Yeah, and very competitive.
What's up, fool?
All right, guys, so we talked about earlier Caleb Williams, the $10 million from NIL deals and whatnot. I think I found a better one here.
Okay.
Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart signed an NIL deal with a private jet company. And the conditions
Here
of this,
we go.
right? He gets to use the jet anytime he wants for travel, training, and philanthropy.
Wow!
Now I think this is genius. This is probably the best thing. If I could choose one, give me a private plane.
Right.
What about you guys?
Matter of fact, that's a better deal than professional NFL players have.
Yeah.
Michael, I'd have trouble giving that up once I got out of Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it going into the NFL with them. They
Yeah.
can still sponsor you.
That's a great idea.
Have you ever been on a private plane?
Sure.
No, I have not.
You haven't?
No,
Ever?
I've never been on a
Pepe,
private
what about
plane.
you?
Never.
What?
I was on a charter one. I mean, but a charter's not a private
No,
plane.
not like a G.
I'm talking about like
private
Succession. I'm talking about like the Logan Roy and
Yeah,
those
the
guys.
Gulfstreams.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
What private plane were you on?
So Roger Williams, who Michael knows, is a longtime Laker fan. And remember when I put my foot in my mouth and said, if the Lakers lose this game,
Right.
I'll walk home from Cleveland?
Yes.
Oh, I remember that.
And I had to... I couldn't walk home from Cleveland, but I arranged to raise money for the Autism Speaks Walk, and it happened to be the day after a Friday night late game in New Orleans, and the walk was at 7 o'clock the next morning. So Roger gave me his plane and flew me
Now, wait a
back
minute.
from
There are
New
different-
Orleans.
There are different levels to this. How many seats were on the private plane?
The one I was in?
Yeah.
Probably 8.
Were you allowed to like walk around the plane?
Yeah, could you
I slept on the floor because it was 2 in the morning.
Could you stand up without
The
bumping your
pilot,
head?
it was just me and the pilot. He flew. I slept on the floor.
That doesn't sound very.
That's not a
That
private
doesn't
plane.
sound.
And then I
that's
wook
just
up
a-
and went and sat in the cockpit with him for the last 2
Yeah,
hours.
see, that's.
No,
I
that's
don't
not a
think that's a
private
true
plane.
PJ.
Yeah, no. A
Well,
private
I mean,
jet.
we landed at our Laker
Yeah, I know,
airport.
but
You slept on the floor?
Did it have
Yeah.
a lavatory in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you say you slept on the floor, that's not.
Yeah.
It's not very.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Jackson Dart's not
And
playing.
with
Sleeping
one
on the
pilot-
floor
I
of the
thought it was
plane.
great.
No, the private planes that I go on, you need 2 pilots. FAA rules.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones like on Succession where
Yeah.
they're like walking
The
around
Gulfstreams,
and
the
there's a
Gulfstreams.
there's
I
a
think I have.
bedroom.
Bedroom, right.
I heard Taylor Swift has got a full bedroom
Oh, yeah.
in her plane where she flew back and forth from Japan
is
to
Travis
Australia and all
Kelce
that.
allowed to go in there?
Travis has to FaceTime her
Yeah.
while she's there,
Just
so she
checking.
knows who he's with.
Just check.
While he's in the front of
And,
the plane.
and he needs the magic word.
Which is what?
The magic word.
The magic word
Yeah, to get in the plane.
to get in the plane.
Yeah,
What
and
is it?
Taylor Swift is the only one that knows that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
take your word for
I thought
it.
you were going for like a please or something.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
All right, guys. So
a
it's been
magic word.
reported that Mecole Hardman from the Jets, then played to the Chiefs, apparently leaked their offensive game plan.
What?
As rumored, and even Sauce Gardner went on Twitter and said, our game plan was leaked against a couple teams. How is this, happening kind of a deal? Got me thinking, isn't this something that you would think is a little more common from somebody who gets cut out of spite, goes to another team? You're not going to tell them, this is the game plan?
No, it happens all the time. As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, in baseball, if a guy gets traded, some teams are too stupid to change the signs.
Yeah.
So the first thing that when, if you were traded from the Angels to the Dodgers, the minute you get to the Dodgers,
Tell them everything.
yeah, you said the Dodgers should call you in and go, hey, what's the signal for steal? What's the signal? And if the other team's smart, they'll change their signs, but most of the time they don't.
Tell me what that guy can't hit. Tell me what's. I
Yeah.
mean, you're all that information. I
But
think is fair game.
some teams change it, John, because it happened in the past.
Sure, some teams do. Now, so you're saying is Hardman gone from the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Or he's on the Chiefs now, so he got
No,
leaked
he
his
was
game plan
on
from the Jets.
He was
Oh,
on
from
the
the
Jets.
Jets.
When he
Oh.
got traded to the Chiefs, he just spilled the beans on the
Who
Jets.
the hell wants that game plan? The Jets haven't been good for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
What's up, fool?
I got one more for you guys
Yep.
here. So Uber is now going to test out a thing where you can have a teen account, and so a teen can ride by themselves. The ride's got to be booked by the parent. But would you feel comfortable booking an Uber for your 13-year-old kid?
My son's been using Uber since he was 17, and we've never had any problems. So yeah, I would.
Yeah, I know what the cutoff age is. Like, how old should a kid be before he gets in an Uber? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
By himself.
By himself?
Yeah, right.
What's the age? Bergman, what about Riley? At what age will you let her take an Uber by herself?
I mean, if it's a short distance, I don't know. I probably wouldn't let her take it now. She's 12. I'd probably wait
Yeah,
a
that's
little
too.
while.
That's not
Yeah,
Uber.
I
age.
waited till Jack was 17, and he's been using them ever since, and we've never had a problem.
16.
I wouldn't put a 14, 13-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl in an Uber with some
Well,
straight
and it's
guy.
different putting a girl in an Uber than it is a guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
For sure.
That makes it harder too.
I think it's going to be like 17 or 18.
Yeah, you got to be fairly grown up, I
Yeah,
think,
of course.
to go off on your own. All right, there you have it. There is your What's Up, Fool. Don't forget, BB Go Fifth Row Fridays. At some point today, we're going to say something, or maybe we already did, that'll be on the pop quiz tomorrow at 3:30 for a chance to win a pair of tickets in the fifth row for Lakers Sacramento. That game is coming up in March the 6th, I think. March the 6th? Yeah, March the 6th. So make sure you pay attention to everything we say and be ready for tomorrow at 3:30 for your chance to win. Coming up next, is there too much offense in the NBA? Have things started to lean too much towards the offensive side of the ball, and should the NBA do anything about it? We'll talk about that coming up next. It is the Service Titan Shoot-Around. Pepe's here. Michael Thompson is here. Day after the Lakers come from behind to beat the Clippers. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. All right, what's on tap today on 710? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, Lakers back on the court tonight at Crypto.com against the Wizards. Coverage starts at 6 with the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Slee. Tip-off is at 7:30. You can hear all the play-by-play with John and Michael on 710 or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just click the Lakers Listen Live tile. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It is only worth it if you enjoy it. Service Titan shoot-around with Michael Thompson and Pepe Mantilla. We've got Potpourri of Lies coming up to decide the entire month.
Yep.
Who will win? Ireland, you found this weird piece of sound that I thought we should play.
Which is?
The hockey official over the weekend.
So, hockey refs are mic'd all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just another way to let hockey fans in on something. So, there's one hockey ref that editorializes when he announces calls. And I'm wondering if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Here's an example the other night of when they looked at a goal, the home team scored the goal, the ref needed to disallow it, and he said this.
You're not going to like it, but the call on the ice was correct. No goal.
No, that's some good description there from Garrett Ray.
You're not going to like this.
I like that. I like that. A little personality.
Yeah. You're not going to like this. Now, would an NBA ref ever do that?
No, they're a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's too much review in the NBA.
I've had it with the review.
Too many reviews, and sometimes we don't even know what they're reviewing.
And sometimes they still don't get it right. Even though they're
they still screw it up.
Yeah.
All right, so the NBA, we saw, I think, 4 guys score 60-plus points this last, in the month of February, I think, right?
Right, and definitely this year, there have been 4 guys go north of 60.
The league is at an all-time scoring high. I think it's 116.5 is the offensive rating for the NBA this year. It's up 2 points from last year.
Which was the highest scoring year in years.
Exactly. So... And if you look at it on a chart, it just goes up. The chart just goes up. So Joe Dumars, the league's executive vice president, head of basketball operations, told ESPN that the league's competition committee has officially begun reviewing whether the game has tilted too far toward offense and whether changes need to be implemented to achieve better balance. He says, quote, "It is a topic that we're monitoring, but we're diving in right now to make sure that we're on the right side of this." Now, first of all, what could they do? What's the
argument you're making is the argument that Steve Kerr, the coach of the Warriors, has been making for weeks, that they've legislated defense out of the game, that they call too many fouls and they let too many people on offense carry the ball, do whatever they want. Michael, I actually think this is a good thing. I think Dumars is onto something. I think that the offense has taken over the game, and I don't disagree with Steve Kerr. I think they have, to a certain degree, legislated defense out of the game.
Cut down
what do
the
you
free
think?
throw attempts. My goodness, free throws are boring.
Well, they did that for the Lakers the other night.
Yeah.
They cut down the free throw attempts in Phoenix.
Why not do this? In college, sometimes you don't shoot free throws, at least more than one free throw, until you get your 10th foul.
Right.
Why don't they do that in the NBA?
Yeah, they could.
Nobody
make the team fouls go up to 8. Something like that before free throws are
Does
shot.
that cut scoring?
No,
it doesn't cut scoring, but it cuts free throws.
But if the idea is to cut scoring,
he will
how do you cut scoring?
Because you won't get as many free throw attempts.
That's right. See?
So instead of shooting 30 free throws, you may shoot 15.
Would that cut scoring?
Yes.
By the way, I think this is ridiculous. I think people love points.
Yeah,
I think people love scoring.
Yeah,
people love the three.
Were you okay with the 200 points in the All-Star game?
Well, that's a joke. But that's not an NBA.
Extreme.
But it's not an NBA game.
Right.
John said something very interesting. When was the last time that you remember that the refs call
carrying?
Oh, they don't carry that.
No.
They don't call that.
Most guys carry the ball.
They all do.
Like, watch Kai replay. I mean, he's got great
and
handles.
there's so much traveling,
and when you're doing the game, you said that he's carrying the ball.
Michael points it out a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I said, what's wrong? And a lot of those players also walk, and they don't call the walking.
Yeah.
Name me one sport that actually puts all of it towards the defense. Every single sport is offensive heavy.
I hate soccer.
Yeah, it's true. Soccer
So
makes rules to keep the
Well,
score
yeah,
down.
So the four main
offsides.
here in America, you have NBA. It's pushed towards offense.
Right.
NFL is pushed towards offense. They don't call anything on
Look
the
at
defense.
Major League Baseball. They
Major League
eliminated
Baseball,
the shift. They want the ball in play
same
more
thing.
often.
Even hockey, they widen the
needs
nets.
to modify offsides.
But wait, so are we all okay with the NBA scoring as many points as they are? Because like, for example, 4 guys scoring 60 plus in 1 month. I actually think I love that when I see that.
I don't know what they would do, Michael, to put defense back in the game. Like, what would be
they'll
other than amend the free throw
call
rules?
offensive fouls when LeBron, these guys, and I think dip their shoulders into a defender's chest. That should be an offensive foul. But I don't know what they expected the defender to do. They just run through defenders now. Mason Plumlee did it to AD last night. He jumped into him and bumped AD out of the way, then dunked. It's like, how do you allow that?
Well, James Harden on his 3-point shots, he jumps forward and
all
into
the
guys.
time,
Sure does.
all the time, and I agree with you. And also the flopping.
And just falls down and he gets calls.
Yep,
The
and
flopping
too.
is they said they were going to do something. They haven't done anything about the flopping.
Exactly.
There are 3 teams in NBA that score less than 100 points, 110 points. Can you name them? Less than
Washington,
110.
Detroit,
Spurs.
And
The Spurs? Nope. It's not
Washington,
Spurs.
Detroit, and Houston.
Nope. It's none of those.
Say it one more time. The 3 teams that are
score under 110 points per game.
Average on
There's
less
only
than
3.
110.
Average less than 110. There's only 3.
Are any of them playoff teams?
No.
Orlando.
No.
Toronto.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just want to tell you, Charlotte is one of them, 107.7. Memphis 106.4 and Portland Trailblazers 107.2. Every other team averages over 110 points.
Yeah, it is at an all-time high. But I don't think it's a problem. I
like scoring.
I like scoring, right?
I don't mind it either, but just allow the guys to defend some. That's
You
what I was gonna say.
you like it at what price?
What do you mean?
Because they're breaking the rules, Mace.
Which rules are you talking about, Pepe?
They're carrying the ball.
The carrying the ball,
the
yeah.
flopping.
Yeah, the flopping. Oh, they've tried to crack down on the flopping.
So they're breaking the rules.
I love watching the guys try to flop, though. I love the head going. Nobody's near them, and they're
a lot of times it works. Most of the time
it does. It does, especially for star players. Yeah, so I guess they could call the game tighter.
Referees are so
Well,
dumb.
it's different when you are calling the game because you're watching the game, and Michael, I do it too. I said that's flopping or that's traveling, and they don't call it.
They don't.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to mention this. I talked to Susie Essman this morning from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
How was that?
It was interesting because she was very.
How'd you get her? On your podcast?
On a podcast, yeah. She was very, as in her words, bereft over Richard Lewis dying yesterday.
Oh, I bet.
And at one point she said, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. And then she decided, no, we can do a nice tribute to Richard. So it was a really nice conversation. But I wanted to ask her on the show. I'll ask her on the show after this passes because she did us a favor, I think, by coming on today.
Sure.
But she was great. And she feels like Curb is finished. Like in her mind, and
did
everybody
you ask
on that
her,
show.
or did it come up organically? Are all the episodes in the can?
Yes, all in the can.
So we'll see Richard Lewis again.
I don't know if we'll see Richard. He was in the golf one this last week, right? He was on the golf course.
In the first week, yeah.
Yeah, and he did the, ironically, and like foreshadowing, I'm going to leave you all my money is what he told Larry.
Yeah. They were talking about if one of them dies, who gets all their stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, great show. But she says it's final, that they feel very complete. Do you think that another season is warranted? Do you think another season makes sense?
I would watch as many seasons as they would be willing to do.
Yeah, me too. Although,
me too.
Lately, things have been going, like Succession quit after
5.
I think it's 4.
Was it 4?
I think it was 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the great TV series now are only 6 episodes. Like True Detective was only 6 episodes.
Gilligan's Island was only 3. What?
It was only 3? What are you talking about?
It's only 3 years.
Who's that?
Is that all it ran?
But what he's talking about, True
episodes.
Detective was 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
Yeah,
Did you watch the? I wish Jorge was here. Griselda, did you watch
yes.
with Sofia Vergara?
Yes,
Is
I
it any
did.
good?
It is great.
Oh,
She's
is it?
fantastic.
Okay,
Did
good.
you watch it,
Yeah.
Michael?
Man.
She's great.
That was
Okay.
crazy.
She
Very,
is a
very good.
badass, that
she
woman.
was, man. She was brave.
Griselda Blanco.
And see what I mean in the casting. The casting, you would say, well, she won't play Griselda. They changed.
They uglied her up.
I know.
Totally.
I didn't even know that was her.
No,
Totally.
totally.
I was like, what?
All the prosthetics.
Because Griselda in real life wasn't pretty.
I know she was not. I know.
Well, we don't have to.
Well, it is a fact.
She wasn't a handsome woman.
No, she was not. Although a handsome woman, if you say someone's a handsome woman,
that means she's good looking.
No, I don't think it is.
That's a handsome dress you're wearing.
In Michael's world, it is.
In your world, if you say that's a handsome woman,
I would not say it.
Don't we say a guy's a pretty boy?
Because I think it would indicate that you're calling her masculine.
No. I think it indicates that she's not attractive.
No, I think she means she's good looking. Like, don't we call Laura's boyfriend a pretty boy because he's such a good looking guy?
But that's
see, there you go.
But that's a guy.
That's a guy.
Mason's question was, when you refer to a woman as a handsome woman, is that a compliment?
I don't think
or an insult?
that's not a compliment.
Guys, by the
That's
way-
because you can't say pretty, you can't say beautiful, you can't say sexy. You're just saying handsome. To me, that's not a great compliment.
But what's wrong of saying that the person is good looking?
I have no issue with
Pepe,
that.
would you ever call a woman handsome?
No.
It
There
does
you go.
not mean
No, but I mean,
attractive.
coming from Michael, I'm used to the stupidity that he said all the
There's
time.
a lot of stupidity. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to dispute you on that. All right, coming up next.
Breaking news. You want me to hold it or?
Well, no. If it's breaking, let's break it.
Let me make sure. That
No.
this-
Look at the title.
I'm gonna
look at it.
Uh-oh.
Look at the Twitter handle.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe fake.
No. It's fake.
Is it
what?
fake?
Do it. Yep.
Is it a
Fake.
sports story?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fake.
About
Yep.
who?
I'll tell you later because it's fake.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not say the
I
fake
responded.
thing.
I saw it. Responded to him.
Okay.
Okay,
Fake.
it's totally fake.
I
All
would've
right,
broken
Michael,
it.
I got a question for you coming up next. What are the world's most dangerous sports? I've got a list of
Ooh,
them. I want to know
yeah.
which ones
All
you'll
right.
try.
That's a good one.
I dug this up specifically for you.
Okay.
We will do it next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's a ticket
Well, I heard out in the hills, they got pills to get their thrills, and they love their liquor down in New Orleans.
Turn your mic on.
Thank you. I was on. Service Titan shooting around. We got Michael Thompson. We got Pepe Mantilla.
We did have Pepe, but he's locked out, and Brian can't figure out how to open the door, right?
It won't work. Yeah, I'm trying it. It's not working.
I got you, Pepe. I got you, Pepe.
Just run a mic out there for him. So we got a wireless. Put him on a lav out there or something like that.
You got your phone, Pepe? We can call in.
I got it.
All right, here we go.
By the way, massive night for the Lakers last night. A spectacular game. If you hung in there and you watched the fourth quarter, you saw LeBron James absolutely take over at the age of 39. 5 3-pointers, led the team defensively. Everybody got fired up at that point. Assisted or scored 11 of the 13 baskets in the fourth quarter.
He outscored, LeBron did, the entire Clipper team in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
LeBron had 19 fourth quarter points. The Clippers had 16 fourth quarter points.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the Clippers didn't take the ball out of his hands, but they didn't, and LeBron made him pay.
So for me, that was the most fun Lakers game of the year, in part because they came back from 21 down on the Clippers.
Yeah, Michael, have we had a better game than that?
Yes, Boston, in Boston.
Yeah,
Boston was great.
Without LeBron and AD.
But it's so much fun to watch the Clippers collapse.
Yeah, that was a
But it is weird that the Lakers now have wins over Oklahoma City, Boston, 3 wins over the Clippers, 2 over Oklahoma City. Michael, they would have won that game in Minnesota had they not said LeBron's foot was on the line, which it wasn't.
You don't think it was?
No.
I thought it was.
No. I didn't think it was on the line.
It looked like it was to me. You couldn't see the.
Did you think it was on the line?
No.
Couldn't see the separation.
I've seen pictures.
You can't see separation from the paint and the.
No, there's a little tiny bit of separation.
And the game against Denver without D'Lo, when D'Lo was playing really good.
Yeah.
That could have been one. And they beat New York, too.
Right.
On the road.
New York. There was the win, even the win without the wins without LeBron are always impressive. Yeah. Though last night, I mean, geez.
Last night was really good.
That was a really cool night.
All right, Mace, what's this list?
Okay, list.
Because I've been making up my list, too. I want to see if any of mine are yours.
10 most dangerous sports in the world.
Okay.
Number 10 is whitewater kayaking. Around 10 people die every year. The common injuries range from bruises and sprains to more severe outcomes like dislocated shoulders and hypothermia. Around 10 people die per year whitewater rafting. Have you done it? Would you?
I've done it. I was never feared for my life.
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
I did, depending on how big the rapids are.
I did whitewater tubing. Actually, Bergman, I think you did whitewater tubing, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it actually on the Kern River too. Whitewater tubing when you go down like the level 5.
Because that place in Costa Rica too does whitewater, which I think
the water was low.
I think it's very unsafe. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'll do it.
Great.
It was fun.
It's so
fun.
But
I felt like right on the edge of getting hurt the entire time.
Well, you're talking about professional sports or regular sports?
No, just regular sports. Yeah. Number 9, boxing.
Yeah, boxing definitely is in the top 10.
13 boxers on average die every year in the ring.
But I'm sure they're not going to have my...
Every year?
Every year.
I'm sure they're not going to have my most dangerous sports on there.
How about heli-skiing? This is where...
I want to do it so bad.
A helicopter...
I'm not a good enough skier.
...takes you to the top of an untouched mountain.
Yeah.
You can only reach it by helicopter, and it's up to you to try to get down the mountain on slopes that nobody has skied.
Yeah, and they'll find no black people up there.
You drop out. You actually have to drop out from the helicopter, land on the snow, and then just go down.
Can you
it's
even
awesome.
ski?
I'm a great snowboarder.
Are you a great snowboarder?
It's my favorite thing in the world to do. I haven't done it in a few years,
but
crazy.
And they're talking about steep slopes.
Steep, yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I was doing black diamonds, double.
Let's see. On average, in heli-skiing, it does not have an estimated death count, but I'm sure people do.
They can't find them up there. That's why.
Nobody can pinpoint the exact number of fatalities because you never see them again. Exactly. Bull riding.
Yep. Very dangerous.
Deaths are less common than injuries. But they're on average about 2 a year. Now, I actually did ride a bull. Ireland, I think you rode a bull, too.
Yeah, I did. I won a celebrity bull riding contest. And think about this. I won. It was me and 3 other people. I won by staying on for 4.8 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all. Everybody else got bucked before that.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And, when you get on the bull, you're
live
sideways.
bull, not
to
the machine.
No, a live bull. I'm not talking about urban cowboy.
When I agreed to do this, I thought I was going to a mechanical bull, and I get there, they go, no, it's a live bull.
Unbelievable. And you still did it.
And I did it, and because of my second week on the job in Texas, when I got a job down there, and thank God for those rodeo clowns.
Yeah, I was going to say.
As soon as I got bucked, I thought, all right, this is going to be the end of me. And
Yep.
those rodeo clowns come out and take over all the heat.
Yeah, I did it down in San Diego for some rodeo that came to town, and it's intimidating to sit on that bull.
I wouldn't do it.
And you just got a little thing to hang on. That's scary. All right, how about MMA? Obviously, MMA has a fair number of tragedies, all kinds of injuries. Skydiving, okay? Now, it says, because we've talked about skydiving before, there are recorded 20 fatal skydiving accidents per year. Now, does that change your mind? We've always said, I'm going to go skydiving.
I would do it.
You would do it?
Yeah.
Bergman, would you still do
I'm
it?
still down to go.
Even if there's 20?
Yep.
20 that
care.
really go down. Brian, you're in too, right?
My mind's changed now.
Oh, is that right? Did I swing you?
Yeah.
I bet they're not tandem.
No, they're definitely not tandem.
And we would be doing tandem.
Yeah, nobody believes I did a solo jump, but I did. I did a
did?
solo jump. Yeah.
You were also connected.
I did a static cord jump.
Okay,
yeah. Equestrian.
Yeah, that's
Really?
dangerous.
Yeah.
Equestrian?
Horses are unpredictable. A fall can happen in a heartbeat. Injuries can range from concussions to fractures. In some unlucky instances,
I've never
a fall
considered
can be fatal.
equestrian all that dangerous. But
Next to skydiving, I guarantee you they won't have the second most dangerous sport.
Here's number 2. Big wave surfing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
Now
on the
I
list.
just saw this in Portugal. There's an underground gully,
Yeah, valley.
and it creates the most gigantic
100
waves in
100
the
foot
world,
waves.
like skyscraper height. And
100
guys, the video's amazing.
guys are
I just saw a
crazy.
video from it the other day.
I know.
It's crazy.
And you can stand on the bluffs and watch guys surf those.
Yeah.
Those guys are nuts.
And the last one, Michael, they say number 1 is base jumping.
No,
Do you know what base jumping is?
Jumping off of a base, not out of a plane, but off of like a cliff or something, or a building.
This is what Tom Cruise did in the Mission Impossible movie. I'm sure with lots of safety, but he rode a motorcycle. You saw it, Pepe.
Yeah.
Rode a motorcycle off a cliff and then pulled the chute.
He did it?
Oh, yeah, he did it himself.
Wow.
Yeah. Or it was CGI. Do we believe he did it himself?
100%.
You know what sport they missed off this list?
What?
Which should be number 2 behind, or even number 1 ahead of skydiving. Because skydiving, obviously, you only get one chance. But I'll at least put it number 2. I can't believe this didn't make the list. Free diving. You ever
Is
know
that where you go underwater?
all the way to like 600 feet down on one breath of air?
Yeah, how do you get... You hold a
people
weight?
die from
Yes,
that?
a lot of
Oh.
people have died from this. People trying to find how far they can dive straight down, the deepest they can go without oxygen tanks. You know how dangerous that is?
You know how dumb it is? I mean, was
But
that
people
even a
do it.
thing?
People, a lot of these divers have died doing it.
What's
They're
the
trying to set a
record?
world record? Like 6. You can look it up. Maybe 600-700 feet down.
And because it's easy probably to get down. It's harder to get up in time.
But you got to control your lungs coming up, because if you just rush up, your lungs will burst. Because
That's
from the,
right,
from the
'cause
water
you'll get
pressure.
the bends.
Yeah, from the water pressure. These people who do this stuff.
But that's very stupid.
So
It is
the record.
Is skydiving stupid?
No, it's
No,
not.
skydiving's great.
What's
How
The
about
record-
What's the record for free diving?
Pepe can't hear me. He doesn't have his
No,
headphones
I
on.
hear you.
He's got him on.
131 meters deep for men, performed by Alexei Molchanov of Russia in 2021, and women is 123
So you're
meters
talking
deep.
about almost
Alessia
400 feet.
Zacchini of Italy in 2023.
How many feet?
Almost 400.
400 feet
100
underwater.
meters is over 300 feet.
Oh my God.
And I thought it was more than that. But these guys go down there and it's so dark down there, and they have a line that takes them down, and you follow the line down, and you just can't rush up.
Yeah,
That's how long you got to hold your breath.
That's a dumb sport.
It is. I
It's
don't
a
know
dumb
why
sport.
anybody would do that.
Yeah, I don't know why they would either.
How about mountain climbing?
Oh, yeah, that's all
Mountain
it's gotta
climbing,
be.
like rock climbing, where you see
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys on the
free
side.
climbing.
What's that movie? Free Solo.
Free Solo, yeah.
Free Solo is an unbelievable
I
movie.
can't even watch that.
I get so
get weird.
nervous.
Yeah.
I get so nervous watching that guy on the side of a cliff.
That he's crazy.
He is crazy.
Ain't no brothers doing that either. We got common sense.
All right, I'll tell you what. Coming up next, the NBA is expanding its draft to 2 days.
So
why?
I know.
We'll do that coming up next. Mason in Ireland, Service Titan shooting around. Pepe's here. Michael Thompson is here. 710 ESPN.
And it is.
All right, Parker. What's up, Greg? Spring training. All right, Parker. Jeez. Little Otani and Dodger blue. Yeah, why are you looking at the camera? I don't know. Let's start over. All right, Parker. Dodger spring training. That's right, Greg. Otani and Dodger blue. Yeah, Yamamoto's here. Pretty excited about that one. Tons of new faces. I mean, Kike's back. Yes, it's great. Maybe we should talk about it on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. I like that idea. What do you say? 9:30, 9:55? Right, leading right into Travis and Sliwa. Get a couple guests. Maybe Marcus Grant, Travis Rogers, perhaps? Yep. Just have a bunch of people come in. Maybe Clinton Yates will even find his way in. Oh, you know, you always want to have the handsome man president right there. Absolutely. All right, well, I think we should do that. We'll do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 9:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to LAX.
LAFC are now 7-0 in season openers, and that's an MLS record, as Timothy Tillman got the 2024 party started.
Shot goal! It's Timothy Tillman with a shot from 12 yards out. It's 1-0.
The Black and Gold hit the road this Saturday for the first time this season when they visit RSL.
The win is very important for the team. Just need to get the confidence we need for the rest of the season.
Pre-game starts Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Okay, Ireland. Who is this? Guess. It's somebody you know. He's singing with Alison Krauss.
This is Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin.
Wow. That's impressive. How did you get that?
Because I knew he did an album with Alison Krauss.
He is going to be playing at the official Outlaw Fest 2024 with Willie Nelson and family, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, Brittany Spencer. It's at the Hollywood Bowl, one night only this summer, July 31. And Michael Perez from South Central has just won a pair of tickets. If you want yours, tickets are on sale Friday at Ticketmaster.com. Check out OutlawMusicFest.com for all details. Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. All right, so when did everybody start getting fixated on what guys wear? It used to be easy to be a guy where it really didn't matter what you... Michael,
it still is.
Michael, obviously,
Look at
nobody gives a flying... You just wearing your sweatpants and...
That's right.
But you know how, like, for example, fashion became a thing at some point, and it's a big thing at the NBA draft because you have to wear your drip. Now, you're wearing your drip tonight to the game, right, John? You always wear drip.
Yeah.
Do you really think we need a second night of the NBA draft?
We do not. And by the way, the NBA draft is only 2 rounds.
Yeah. And it would be the next day.
Right.
And they're going to do another. Who's going to tune in for day 2 of the NBA draft?
My only thought on it is that somebody got paid. That's why they're doing it.
They must have found a way to get money out of it, right?
Somebody sponsored the second day, and that's it. But I can't imagine that holding a big viewership number on the second day.
No, I mean, what's the impact of how many second-rounders make it?
Half of the guys in the first round don't make it.
Yeah, and this year's draft, nobody knows who's even going to draft it. There's no Wembanyama. There's no Cooper Cup. Not Cooper Cup. Cooper Flag for next year.
Right.
So I don't know. Cooper Cup. Yeah, Cooper Flag. He'll be the number 1 pick next year.
So Cooper Flag's in high school right now?
Yeah, he's like in a G League or something. That's Ignite or some semi thing.
You suggested, Ireland, in your email today that the Rams should go after
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley.
Why not? What do you think of that idea?
Because they've got the second leading rusher in the NFL.
Right, but he doesn't do what Saquon Barkley does.
Sure he does. They were 8-2 with Kyron Williams in the lineup.
Right, but Saquon Barkley is Christian McCaffrey. He can run, catch. Yeah. I mean, he can do everything.
But you've got the second leading rusher in the league. In other words, why would you not prioritize edge rusher, center is open, all that
stuff? Because you have
stuff?
cap space. I mean, I think they can prioritize all those things and still sign Saquon Barkley. What do they have? $60 million in cap space?
Yeah, $50 million in cap space once they restructure a couple of deals.
And by the way, it's not just Saquon that they could get. You can pretty much get any running back.
Yeah, you could.
Tony Pollard's available. Derrick Henry's available. The reason I thought
Josh Jacobs is available.
Yeah, the reason I thought Saquon would be a good fit for the Rams, and I'm surprised you're not into this idea, is that he's great catching the ball out of the backfield, and Sean McVay's super inventive. So he gives you, much like Christian McCaffrey has become a huge offensive weapon for Kyle Shanahan, I think Saquon Barkley could do that for Sean McVay.
So who would you get instead of?
He would stick with Kyron Williams, which is
I would
totally.
No, but I mean, who would you get?
Oh, Brian Burns from Carolina. That's a free agent I like.
I think you can do both.
Chris Jones from Kansas City. That's a guy I would go after.
I think you can do all these things.
You can do both.
You could sign 3 players, and one of them could be Saquon.
But you could arguably say that that Kyron Williams had a better year than Saquon.
But Kyron Williams doesn't do how many passes does Kyron catch?
I was just looking at it.
Yeah, compare his receptions to Saquon's.
Well, keep in mind they've got Puka Nacua Cooper Kupp.
But what I'm saying is Christian McCaffrey caught a ton of passes out of the backfield, and that's what Saquon's good at.
Let's see. He caught 32 balls. And
more
McCaffrey
caught
caught 46 balls.
How many did Saquon catch?
I'm sorry. Saquon caught 46, and Kyron Williams caught 32.
Yeah, so it just gives you another element.
Yeah, it gives you. I just think it's doubling down on something you don't need.
Well, let's see where the money goes. They have plenty of cap space.
Yes.
Let's see what they spend it on. But Les Snead's really smart. I think the Rams are. I think the Rams are going to be a sleeper pick next year. Everybody's picking the Niners to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not.
I'm not either. I think
it's really hard to go 2 years in a row.
I think the Rams are primed for a really, really good run.
Right.
Really good run. Last year they're ahead of schedule in their.
They're going to get better.
Yeah.
They're going to get better.
Yeah. And as long as Stafford is healthy, they're right there. All right. So Potpourri of Lies is now. Now we do Game of Games every day at this time, and I have a chance. I'm getting better at it. To win this month outright.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that you and I are at the top of the leaderboard because we both took the All-Star break off.
Yeah, right. We both were off.
It just worked out that nobody ran away with it.
Yeah. No, in fact, we had a lot of different people won games this month.
Yep. DeMarco has one. Sedano has one. Beto has one. Jacob has one. So, yeah, a lot of people. And Pepe has two.
Pepe's got 2.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what you're saying, Mason and John, that you are better than us.
No, I didn't say. I said I'm terrible at this.
No.
The Alliance. All right. Sedano's here.
You coming for the
Are you going to play? Are you going to play the Potpourri?
I've never played Potpourri.
If you win Potpourri, you know who wins the month?
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
More players, the better.
Yeah, it is better for
Now,
you.
Sedano, let me warn you. You'll be confused by a lot of these questions.
Trust me. Pepe is very confusing, and we will all be confused coming up next with the Potpourri of Lies and Game of Games. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, it is time for Potpourri of Lies in Game of Games. It is Pepe Mantia's game. We've got many players. Shadano's here, Michael Thompson's here, Ireland, me, Brian,
6 players.
and Bergman.
All right, Pepe, what do you got? You are holding an envelope. It is sealed. It says potpourri on the outside, and he is pulling it out.
Pepe's potpourri.
Okay, first of all, because Michael has been complaining that they're very hard questions.
Correct.
And that whenever I ask something about geography or something, everybody copies him.
Yes.
Right.
The first question is going to be some kind of a history, geography.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
So
Got it. I
want
like this.
Mike to be the last one.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Ready.
Gotcha. All right,
The
I'll
first
take
question-
care of it.
These questions are going to be easy,
Okay.
Good.
All multiple choice?
hard, and harder.
Oh, easy, hard, and harder.
There
Okay.
you go.
Pepe, but
Three
all
categories.
multiple choice.
We're ramping up.
Yeah.
Okay.
First question.
Here we go.
The flag from Japan, this is especially for him,
Yeah.
is A, red with white dot,
Okay.
white with a red dot,
Okay.
or C, all white.
Okay. Brian.
B, white with the red dot.
Greg.
White with a red dot.
Mace.
White with a red dot.
I'm also seeing white with a red dot.
Yes.
Sedano.
Yes.
Michael.
Red dot.
We all get it?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Of course we did.
Well, I like that
It's
question.
easy.
Nobody, nobody copy you.
That was in the easy category.
Right.
Now do we go to the hard
This
and
is
harder?
number 2.
It's getting there.
That was for Otani.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
How many games did Sandy Koufax won in the World Series in 1965? My favorite World Series of all time.
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, or 3?
Greg.
3.
Mace.
3.
I'm also going 3. Michael.
I remember that series. I listened to it on a transistor radio in the Bahamas. Tree.
George.
3.
Brian.
Let's go 3.
You guys don't know anything.
It's 2?
2.
Come on.
All blew it.
Yeah.
That one didn't go 7?
He won 7.
And
He
he only
won
won
the
2?
last game. He won 2 out of 3 because he lost one.
He had
of the
3
games.
starts.
He lost one.
And
3
he
starts and
didn't
lost
pitch.
one.
All right,
He
it
didn't pitch
remains-
because of the.
It remains tied. Everybody has
Yom
1
Kippur,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Pepe, what's next?
What happened in that World Series that hadn't happened since 1940 and never happened again in a World Series ever?
Okay.
Each team had 13 stolen bases. They play an extra game, or no relief pitchers were used by the winning team in any game of the series.
What's the last one?
No relief pitchers were used by the winning team in any game of the
All right,
series.
Mace, A, B, or C?
I'm going to say the stolen bases.
I'm going to go pitchers. I'm going to go C. Michael.
I'm going relief pitchers.
Michael's going C. George.
I'm also going C.
Brian.
I'm going to go relief pitchers.
You're going C. Greg.
Pitchers.
All right, everybody went pitchers except Michael.
No,
Mason.
Mason.
Oh, you
Said
said
Mason. Pitchers.
Okay. So everybody
Uh-oh,
has
Mason.
2 except for
Trouble.
Mace.
I just thought Maury Wills was on that team.
Yeah, but 13 stolen bases.
That's a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no relief pitchers?
Yeah,
Just
well,
as
that's what men
On the
were
winning
men.
teams.
on the winning team.
When
yeah.
men were men and they go
So that
complete
means the
games.
starter went the full distance.
Yeah, back in the day.
Real
Right.
men.
Number 3. At what Olympic Games did the butterfly stroke first appear? Melbourne 1956, Rome 1960, or Tokyo 1964?
Okay. I'm going to go, this one's me. I'm going to go Rome 1960. Michael.
56 Melbourne.
George.
I'm also going to go Melbourne.
Brian.
I'm going to go whichever one was 1964.
You're going
Tokyo.
C.
Tokyo.
Okay, Greg.
I'm going Melbourne.
You're going A. Mace.
I'm going Melbourne.
A.
It is Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Brian missed it, right? Greg got it. Mace got it. Ireland missed
No.
it. Michael got it.
And I got it.
What?
Yeah.
What's
No. You're right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Number 4.
Right. So we all got it except for
Me
and
and
Brian.
and Ireland.
So right now it is Greg 3, Michael 3, Sedano 3, Brian and I 2 with Mace 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Here come the hardest.
So who needs to win so Mace doesn't win? I'm just curious.
Anybody
Anybody
but
but me.
Ireland.
No, and then me and Brian can tie.
Oh, Brian
Mason
and
Mike.
Greg can
Yes,
tie.
okay.
So if the three guys on the show normally win, then you're
Correct.
screwed.
Then I'm screwed.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, he gets part of it, but go ahead, Pepe.
Who wrote the book Slaughterhouse 5? George Sanders, Kurt Vonnegut Jr., or Douglas Adams?
Michael.
Say the second word again.
Kurt Vonnegut Jr. or Douglas Adams?
Vannegut Jr.
George.
I'm also going to go Vannegut Jr.
Brian.
Yeah, B.
Greg.
It's Vonnegut.
Mace.
It's Vonnegut.
Yeah, I'm also going Vonnegut.
Very
Everybody
good.
got
I'm
it,
impressed,
right?
Michael.
Okay.
I'm
You
impressed.
just sounded like a writer.
Sedano, Michael, and
didn't
Greg
know.
still tied for the lead. Everybody else won back.
Since you know so much about Vonnegut, tell me where he was born.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Vonnegut expert.
Either Massachusetts, Iowa, or Indiana.
Massachusetts, Iowa, or Indiana?
This one's Sedano.
I'm going to go Indiana.
Brian.
Let's go Iowa.
Greg.
I think it's Iowa or Indiana. I'm going to say Indiana.
Mace.
I am going to go Indiana.
I'm going to go Iowa. Michael.
With a name like that, it sounds northeastern, so I'm going Massachusetts.
You should have gone Indiana.
Indiana. All right.
So who got that right?
Mason
Me.
got it.
And Mason and Greg.
Yep.
Okay, so right now it is Bergman 5, Sedano 5, Michael 4, Mason 4, Brian 3, Ireland 3.
Right in.
Pepe,
Well,
how many
close.
more do we have?
I think 4.
Okay.
4. Okay.
I'll start making the
You're not
lead.
sure?
I'll make the leaders go
Read
first.
the
Here we
list.
go.
How can you not be sure?
Just leave them alone.
Michael, please don't
Don't make this more complicated than it already is.
Don't let me take
Hey, this
any
is a
points
good
from you.
potpourri.
Oh, it is.
Don't
This
let
is
me
my
take
great.
any points out
It's a
of
good
you,
one.
Michael.
It's a good
Yeah,
maiden
man.
voyage for me.
It's a good one.
I get nervous when
I'm
I do
popping
this
my
because of
potpourri
you.
cherry.
Yeah.
Okay. This is easy, okay? Sir Alex Ferguson retired as manager of Manchester United in 1963. In what country was he? 1983. I'm sorry, 1992.
Okay.
Lies,
You
lies,
guys
lies.
confuse
No,
me
no,
every
Michael,
time.
Michael, stop
Okay,
it.
he
Writing.
retired.
He retired in
Okay.
93.
He
Yeah,
retired.
93.
What's his name?
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Sir Alex Ferguson. He was the coach or manager of Manchester United.
Got it.
A team in the EPL.
Yes.
Okay.
What does EPL stand for?
Where,
Oh, stop, Michael.
Where
If you
was,
do this again, I'm giving you a point.
Yeah, you'll
for
get a point
complaining.
off for this.
in fact, you're penalized. 1 point.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
No soup for you.
For no, yeah.
No
all
soup
right, so
for
Michael's down to 3. Here
Oh,
we go.
come on, Pepe.
Okay.
Brown on black crime.
England, Scotland, or Ireland?
What was the
Where's he
question?
from?
Where was he from?
Oh,
See,
okay.
you're not paying attention. You drive me crazy, Michael.
All right. Where is Sir Alex Ferguson from? England,
Right.
Ireland,
Scotland, or Ireland?
All right, so I got to go first because I'm in the lead?
You can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go England.
Greg.
England.
Mace.
Scotland.
Michael.
Scotland.
Brian.
Scotland.
This is a hard one.
No one has said Ireland.
I know. I
You
don't.
should say Ireland. Ireland.
No. I'm gonna go Scotland.
Scotland.
Yes.
Wow.
Who got it?
Mason got it.
Me and
Brian.
Greg did not.
Okay.
We
You
did
got
not.
it?
Mason and I were the only two that said Scotland.
Yeah.
I got Scotland too.
Brian
Michael,
got it.
Brian did.
Michael and Brian.
Okay.
Everybody but me and Greg.
All right. So here's the updated score. Greg 5, Mason 5, Sedano 5, Ireland 4, Brian 4, Michael 3.
I
Okay.
got 4. I got the last one.
No, but you got a point off.
You got a point off,
But I had
Michael.
4 before that.
Another point
Another
off.
point off.
You,
You're down to
you
2.
stop
I'm
complaining.
calling Al Sharpton.
Yeah. I don't know what he would do about it.
I'm gonna let it go this time.
Thank you, Pep.
All right, you're back to 3.
Okay, here comes the really hard one.
All
Okay,
right, how
go.
many are left?
3.
Okay.
If you ask me that again, I'm gonna take a point
No,
away
but
from
that's
you.
Oh
important
my
because we have
God,
to decide.
Pepe, you're turning into a dictator.
Yeah.
Joey Crawford.
That's why we call him the dictator, because he waves. Yeah, go ahead, Pepe.
Okay, Hedy Lamarr, an actress of the 40s, okay, was famous for doing what besides acting? She was a singer, she was a famous pilot, or she was an inventor?
All right, singer, pilot, or inventor, Greg?
Inventor.
Mace.
I'm gonna say inventor.
Sedano.
Singer.
Brian.
Hey, I'm gonna go singer here too.
What's the third one? Singer, inventor, or pilot? I'll go pilot.
I'm going to go pilot. Because I love airplanes.
It's set up
Too
for
bad,
me, right?
because
She was an inventor.
She was an inventor.
Wow.
I got that one too.
So who got that?
Mason and Greg.
Mason and Greg. So they each have 6. There are 2 left, Pepe.
Ooh, Mace.
There are 2 left.
All right, Michael's out.
Yeah.
Brian and I have to go opposite.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm still only one behind.
Yes.
Okay.
Who wrote the book Fahrenheit 451? Ray Bradbury, Andrew Norton, or Tyler Miller?
Mace.
I'm sorry. Say the names one more time. Pepe.
Ray Bradbury, Andrew Norton, or Tyler Miller?
What was the book?
Fahrenheit 451. Mace. A, B, or C?
Andre.
Mace, just say A, B, or C.
Andre Norton.
Okay. Greg.
What was the first one? Ray Bradbury?
Ray Bradbury.
That's who I'm going. Ray Bradbury.
Oh, crap.
Sedano.
I'm going to go Bradbury.
It is Bradbury.
It is
Also,
Mace.
You know it's going to
Come
knock
on,
me
man.
out, Brian.
that killed me.
Bradbury.
That killed me.
Okay. Greg has the lead.
Let's go.
And there's one left, and Mason and I are
there's one
tied
left.
for second.
So Brian, you and I are out.
Damn.
Mace, you've guaranteed yourself at least a tie.
Okay.
But you or Sedano has to win, and Greg has a 1-point lead.
Yep.
Pepe, this is the last one.
This is the last one,
And
and
do
I
you
have
a
a
tiebreaker?
tiebreaker.
Okay, here we go. Last one. Greg, you have to go first.
Think
Here we go.
about this one, okay?
Okay, thinking.
What was the top grossing movie worldwide in 2014?
Ooh. 2014.
Transformers: Age of Extinction, Guardians of the Galaxy, or The Amazing Spider-Man?
All right, Craig. You can lock it up if you get this right.
Okay, so
2014.
A, B, or C?
I'm going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. Mace. You have to go with one of the other 2.
I will go with Transformers.
Sedano, you want to go Amazing Spider-Man and
Sure.
try and steal it?
Why not?
All right, Pepe, what's the answer?
Mace, you got it right.
No!
Okay,
Come on!
It was
so now
Transformers.
Sedano's out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for everything.
And Mace, you're either getting 10K or 5K.
Okay.
All right, Greg.
You gotta write something down?
My streak of months is in jeopardy here.
No, it's not. You just got to get this
I
right.
said in jeopardy. Yeah.
Okay.
I got something to write down.
Mace, you got something to write down.
Yep, I do.
Pepe.
Think hard, okay?
Okay, thinking hard now already.
What was the total attendance in the 1965 World Series?
For every game.
For every game?
Total attendance. Total. Total.
Calm down.
We're just
7
asking
games.
for clarification.
Hey, don't help him. All right.
Let's go.
Greg, let me know when you have something written down.
I'll get some.
All right, Mace, this is in.
Got it.
All right. Mace, what'd you write down?
210,000.
210K. Greg, what'd
I
you
went
write down?
lower. I went 102,000.
There is a winner. And the winner is from the beautiful state of Ohio.
No!
Oh, congratulations, Mace.
Mace!
Nice job, Mace.
Pepe, what was the total attendance?
364 and 3.
Greg, why'd you go so low?
Yeah,
I was thinking it was
7-game series.
Yeah.
There's 50. Yeah, 40, 50,000 seats easily.
I was thinking like 20,000.
Oh, there's 7 games.
Baseball? Yeah. I did it wrong.
This is one of the most glorious moments of my career.
That was probably way easier than any of the other
I don't
ones.
want to put a damper on your victory in any way.
Yeah, but
however.
But Potpourri of Lies lives on.
Oh, no, Pepe.
Sir Alex Ferguson managed Manchester United until 2013.
Yeah.
So you missed it 3 times. You said
Okay,
83.
well,
then
because you guys keep on talking to me and I get you know at what time I went to bed.
You were 20
last
years
night
off.
doing
Yeah.
this
What?
after the
What
game.
time? What time?
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
You guys should appreciate this because I check everything
Except
for the
time he retired.
Well, because you talk to me and I get confused.
No, that's
And
why
I'm-
don't you just go to bed, wake up, and do it in the morning?
Right.
Because I had to be at the Lakers at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I had to get up at 6.
Okay. Pepe.
Do you want to know anything about my private life?
Yes.
we want to know everything about your
tell
private
us about
life.
Liz.
Where did you go on a date with Liz last?
Yeah, where did you...
Pepe.
How did you meet Liz?
You hook up last night?
Yeah. Did Liz spend the night? Did Liz spend the night with Pepe?
See what I have to deal with this? See why?
You said
You go to her house, you stay at your house.
You want to know about my personal life?
You want to ask me about my personal life?
Remember what I said about you guys being crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're crazier.
Pepe, when you walk into the room, do you wave at Liz?
I'm home.
Only when I'm wearing the jacket.
All right.
I like that, Pepe.
Let's do some super crosstalk.
Awesome. Chase, congrats.
710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
By the way, Game of Games brought to you by Jacob Imrani. If you are looking for a big win, Jacob is your guy. Go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. Cappy, did you hear the drama of Game of Games?
I did, but I also heard the end where you guys were asking Pepe about his personal life. I want you guys to know, I do not ask Pepe about his personal life any longer.
Oh, really?
Why? Did you have an incident?
We did.
What happened?
Yamava.
We did.
Oh,
No, it wasn't Yamava.
What'd you ask?
I don't want to say.
Oh, really?
You ask me again. Ask me again.
Oh, ask again.
Do you really want me to do it?
Yeah, Pepe's saying go ahead.
He has given you the green light.
He got mad at me. He told me I didn't respect him.
Okay.
Why? How did you disrespect him?
I asked him when he makes love how long it goes.
And you know what? I didn't want to say it there, but I can tell you the answer now. And I didn't say it because we were at Yamava.
We were at Yamava.
Right.
That's what
But you know the answer is longer than you.
Whoa! Pepe, do you have like a 24-second clock in the bedroom?
And a Matador's outfit?
And a Matador's outfit.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, Pepe.
A Matador. Liz is the bull.
So Cappy, I finally am off the schneid on Game of Games. I've won one outright. This is my
2 months, 2 wins in a row. You're the leader.
I'm the leader for the year.
Right.
I'm getting smarter.
But
you were complaining about potpourri.
No,
But you had never won one outright, right? This was the first one?
Yeah, I don't think
one other time.
I think one time last year you did.
September.
Because it was
you
like
won
a big deal when you did it.
Oh, that's right.
Because
I
you
remember
lost
that.
a couple of outright because I came in, I remember one week and just won like
I
3 in a
remember
row.
I went to Yamava the next day and I got like a round of applause because I
'cause
won
you
Game
finally
of
did.
Games.
Hey, there you go.
Cappy,
Your
did you-
long national nightmare is over.
Cappy, did you hear that Ireland and Bergman wanted to ban potpourri of lies for once a month?
Yeah.
But it can't
I
do
have
that,
heard
Cappy.
this.
Yeah, what do you
Can't
think?
have that.
What do you think, Cap?
Can't
How
do
often
it. I don't think you should
How
do it.
often should we go to the whip?
I would say you should at least do potpourri at least twice a month.
All right, well, it's coming up again. Pepe, you have
Friday.
next Friday.
Okay. That's
Okay.
good.
Michael,
By the way, Bergman,
Michael has next Wednesday.
Bergman in Ireland, I like potpourri of lies.
I thought it was great.
And
This
Greg,
was good.
Greg, you almost won.
Yeah,
very close.
This was a good game.
I blew it on Bradbury, man. I should know he wrote Fahrenheit.
I'm
451.
shocked you missed
Why are you
that.
dressed like the
Question.
brawny man today?
Yeah, no, I walked out the door today.
He is.
Walked out the door today, and
Hey,
Juan
get
said
him a
to
paper
me,
towel.
"You look like a gay lumberjack." Nice.
By
Hey,
the way,
you guys-
one of our listeners, Bob, has just tweeted.
Okay, what do you say?
Congrats to @Venice Mace on winning Game of Games for the month. Second greatest miracle this month besides last night's Lakers
Right,
comeback.
right. It's right there.
It is true.
Right. I mean, your win today is kind of like LeBron and what he did last night in the fourth quarter.
Cappy, did you stay up or did you turn the game off when they fell behind by 20?
Don't know why, but for some reason I decided to stay with it. I don't know why I did, but I did.
Beautiful.
And I got to see the entire thing. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe what I was seeing. And of course, George and I are going to have this discussion, but I'm a roller coaster when it comes to emotions in these kinds of games.
Yes, sure.
So, I'm going to get there. I mean, there was the upside down portion of the roller coaster like 7 times.
The wild part is always to me, and it never gets less wilder, is how we were talking about on our broadcast about how there was no energy in the building, right? at one point. And then the Lakers started to make that furious comeback, and it's just the energy changed completely in the building.
Right. You could hear it. You could feel it on TV.
Yeah,
you know?
I heard you guys talking about it. It was JJ and
Dave Pash.
And Dave Pash. Yeah, they were talking about the Laker fans really came out there towards the end. And
Right,
you can hear them loud and clear.
it was like quiet in the building most of the game, I felt like. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear that Bergie got mad at me yesterday?
Oh, no.
For what?
What happened?
Well, we were having that conversation that you guys had about tipping.
Yeah.
And I told the story about going to his favorite coffee shop. I'll leave their name off the air because he lost his mind at me yesterday. When I
yelled at him. In a text, I yelled at him.
He yelled at me in all caps.
It's the place at the JW. Did you text that he's lost a friend?
No, I didn't go that far. I'm not Mason style.
Yeah, but just like you guys, I was complaining about, I'm trying to decide what's the right thing to do. And Johnny, I have what you have. I have, guilt tips. So anyway, I went over across the way to the JW Marriott. I got a pre-made salad. I walked in, I said, hi, can I have that Cobb salad right there and that little cup of chicken right there? And the girl took it out and handed it to me, and then she went to have me pay for it, and then my tip options were 18, 20, and 22%. And I was like, but why?
For takeout.
No, not for takeout.
Just for handing you something from the...
Right, something that was pre-made. Now, everybody jumped on me in the circle of trust, like, how do you know she didn't make that salad? I know. Okay? They come pre-made.
Yes.
They put them in the fridge, and then she handed it to me. And now your choice is 18, 20, or 22%. And because I have guilt tip, I tipped her 20%. But then, Mace, I broke out the badge, man, that says I work here. And then they gave me back 20%.
Oh. So it was even.
So in the end, I was even.
That's a very Cappy move. Right there.
Yeah. But on the tip itself, if that's really the case, she hands you a salad and a pre-made this, do you really tip?
No.
Or... you're being put in a terrible situation because you feel like an a-hole if you don't tip.
Wait, Cappy, wasn't one of the options no tip?
I don't recall the no tip.
There's usually a no tip option.
No, it was custom tip.
Custom tip.
No, but
Zero.
there is a no tip too.
Yeah.
I think there's a no tip.
So Bergman did this to me yesterday. I brought it up to Cappy. So
I talked about it on the Blue Review this morning.
As we know, we have this ridiculous television system in this building for years.
Yes.
Where everything is wired into we have 40 channels, or not even. It's really 20 channels. But everything is everything is wired to a specific channel from the DirecTV, but it's through a computer system. So basically, if you want to watch channel 26, you have to go to a computer and then it'll bring up the DirecTV guide, and you can pick ESPN or MLB Network or NBA TV or whatever. So I'm always complaining. We never have regular ESPN on any of these freaking channels.
Right.
It's always ESPN2 or Spectrum or MLB Network or, for God forbid, CNN or Fox News. I'm like, who's watching that stuff?
Yeah, who is?
So I said to Bergman, can we just get one on ESPN? So I walk, and he's like, so I walk in there to the studio. Are you TikToking me?
I'm TikToking you.
Okay. So I walk into his office. And I said, hey, Bergman, can you just put one of these freaking channels on ESPN in this ridiculous wired TV system we have? And he gave me the finger like this.
No, did he?
He gave me an index finger.
An index finger.
And then I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, I need to finish watching this. It was Yamamoto pitching in an inning.
I think I'm in the right here.
I'm like, come on.
Well, I mean, it was Yamamoto
I get it,
pitching
but he
in
has
his
to give me the index.
first appearance
I
as a
actually-
Dodger.
I actually side with Bergman. In
I
this
do
dispute.
too. I side with
I mean,
Bergman also.
you could have watched it online later.
No. It was on in front of me. I was going to finish it and then go help you.
Yeah.
And then I did. And actually, I took a little extra time. I went into the back and worked with Brian
You know, no one
Cohen.
can hear Bergman on your TikTok.
Yeah,
Right, but it is good that it's
But I went into the back.
TikTok.
I went to the. I made it an actual
I'm
one
gonna dig.
specific channel just for ESPN, just for you. So now when you go to channel
Well, I know
26,
it's only been 8 years that I've been here that we haven't had ESPN on one
Hey,
channel.
you
It just
asked,
randomly
I
changes
followed
all the
through.
time.
I followed through when you asked after watching Yamamoto.
Way to go, Bergie.
Thank you, Kaplan.
And by the way, on Mason's TikTok, you will have Mason and Ireland both saying they side with you.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
right.
crazy.
Except
That's
they won't
right.
hear you.
No, they will not hear me.
Right,
at
because he
all.
went.
I get that part wrong.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the glass.
I think I did another with Sue Kalinsky this morning where you can't hear.
I usually agree with Jorge most of the time.
Yeah.
But this time, contrary to my beliefs, I'm going to have to agree with you.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like it was very disrespectful.
It's
Wow.
Yamamoto,
The
man.
disrespect, man.
I mean, again,
His
it
first
literally
time.
was like 3 pitches. Like he could have
He
just
only threw 19.
He could have just looked at
You
it on
couldn't
Twitter.
wait 19 pitches?
It was 17, 18, and 19. And Bergie was like, nope, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let me just
And
get
he gave me
through
the
this.
finger.
19 pitches, he threw
He
16
gave me the finger,
strikes.
though.
It was almost
the
a new
finger.
poll.
Yeah.
I almost gave him the wag.
Oh,
The
the
new poll wag.
wag.
Well, no. You wait.
Sonano, after watching the Clippers blow that lead last night,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened?
Where do you have them ranked in the hierarchy in the West? Like, if you had to rank the
Like
West
4 or
right
5
now.
still in that
See,
range.
I had them at 2, right behind
Yeah.
Denver. I think I've got them too high.
Yeah, look, I think that the Clippers, you know, I know Laker
Michael,
fans.
do you still have them at 2?
Yeah, they didn't have Paul George last night. That's a big loss.
I still think that they're.
Paul
Well,
George.
I thought you meant like. Do you mean like seeding or like where I actually think from like a
where
power ranking level?
Who like most likely to make the Western Conference Finals? I would have Denver 1,
Yes.
Clippers 2, Minnesota 3, OKC 4.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, they're probably like in that top 3. I would say. I think we're sleeping on OKC. I think we are absolutely. I know that historically the young teams. We saw Sacramento last year, right? Like they need to kind of get a year under their belt. I think these guys are ready. And Mark Daigneault, I had them last year. I did the ESPN radio call of their play-in game,
right,
in New Orleans. Man,
who won that game?
They did.
Okay,
and he was really impressive. Like he's really good. He reminds me kind of like the guy in Utah, Will Hardy. Reminds me of like a young like Spoelstra like type, like where these guys got it together. I think we're all sleeping on OKC a little bit.
I think we're sleeping on the Lakers.
Oh, really?
I don't think we're sleeping on the Lakers. Everybody wants the
Sleeping on
Lakers to do well. Like it's good for business.
No, we're sleeping on the Lakers.
Meaning?
Lakers going back to the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, wow.
Well, they've got to get the right draw. But Michael, do you think they can get out of the 9-10?
Or the
game?
coach actually needs to play the right guys too.
If they face up against the Warriors, they'll beat the Warriors.
Right, but do you think they can get out of that game?
If they're the 10, they got to play 2 road games.
Well, they're back in the 9 after last.
Well, then they
Back
have to
in the
play
9.
either Dallas or I don't know. It depends.
So
on
now
who it
they'd
is.
get a home game and then go on the road for
to play either Dallas or New Orleans. If the season
tough.
ended today,
That's tough.
If it's 9, but they can go to 8. and things change.
Well, but they have this stretch now. Even though they don't have to leave California, as we've documented for like weeks. It's all a bunch of really good teams.
So, and George, they had a similar stretch in January,
and they blew it.
And they were like 5-6.
Yeah, they blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're
Come
only
on, Johnny
6.
I. That's January. Now we're going into March.
They're
Johnny
only
I.
7-7 against teams that are pacing above a 600 winning.
What's
percentage.
weird is, Cappy, I was super optimistic going into the All-Star break because they'd won, what, it was 7 out of 8, something like that?
Right, because he was playing Hachimura a lot of minutes and not Torian Prince. And he keeps playing Torian Prince.
Although Torian Prince only played 19 minutes
well,
last night.
thank God, because when he was out there, that's when everything was a disaster.
I want more Rui. I'm with you. More Rui.
The Torian
less
Prince stuff to me, I love Darvin Ham, but that's the thing that is mind-boggling to me. I don't get it. Like, I get that you coached him in Atlanta when you were an assistant for Budenholzer, but, like, come on.
By the way, on Twitter, everybody dislikes Torian Prince, and everybody
because
dislikes
and when he's
Darvin
on the
Ham.
floor, they're worse.
Yeah. Hey, what are you getting Shohei for his wedding gift?
Yeah, mazel tov to Shohei.
Isn't that great?
It is wonderful. It's lovely.
You know, this article says he is the single biggest star in Japan. There is no bigger star
Like
than
in any-
Shohei
in
Ohtani.
entertainment
in
or anything?
entertainment or
Yeah, I
anything.
believe it. They love baseball.
Yeah, they do love baseball
Yeah.
over there. What do you get the guy who's got $700 million?
Nothing.
I actually think I've had this problem
congrats.
before.
Yeah.
No, I've had this problem before, where I've got a buddy of mine who's like ridiculously, exceptionally wealthy.
Yep.
And there's just nothing that you can get this guy. So I showed up with a 3-pack of Fruit of the Loom Tighty Whities with the original blue and yellow elastic waistband. You know which one I'm talking
It's a
about? Well, of
very
course it's
odd
odd.
thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
But don't you understand the goof? The goof is, what do you get the guy that has everything? You get him a pair of underpants that he doesn't have.
Yeah.
See? That's a good
I just
gift.
found out Shohei is he's got a registry at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Come on,
so you
really?
Bed Bath & Beyond's a great
Bed
store.
Bath & Beyond
Smells
is
awesome.
There's a
Yeah.
lot
God,
of
I love
stuff
the
there,
smell.
including
really
the
good.
Beyond.
So
Yeah.
go search him. He's at Bed Bath & Beyond.
I went to a fancy wedding once of someone who was fairly wealthy, and they had on their, like, I guess their invitation, where no gifts, but if you want to donate to this particular cause, feel
nice.
free to do that.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I don't
always
know
think
about
when
that.
they
I
say
don't like
no
that.
gifts, you got to
Yeah.
show up with something.
I don't
No,
like
this
that.
is legitimately no gifts.
Well,
Donate to this cause.
If they're asking you to give money to a cause, then
Yeah.
I think we would give money. Otherwise, I just give money.
I know, but the whole give money to a cause. I had a friend who did that a couple of years ago, and I was very, very paranoid. Was I giving enough money? Was I not giving enough
Well, it's
money?
up to you. It's charity.
It's your
yeah,
call.
but yes,
But you also are cheap, so
No, well-
that's why you're worried.
and he's judgmental.
Oh, your friend.
My friend is judgmental.
So how much did you give?
I wound up giving like $250 to this
Well, that seems
organization.
nice. Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
but I was trying to think to myself, okay, what's it cost per person to go to the wedding? You know, like I kind of
Right,
thought
but he obviously doesn't need the money himself.
No, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need it.
So he's just give to a cause.
Right.
Seems
but
like
I was
250 is a good number.
I was worried that he was not going to be impressed enough with my donation.
What difference does it make if he's impressed or not? Is he going to stop being your friend?
Maybe.
Actually, that wouldn't have been a bad thing if he would have stopped being my friend because he's so judgmental.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of judgmental friends. You got one guy telling you have visceral fat. Now you got a guy at a wedding
Maybe
that
there's something
judging
wrong
your.
with you, Cappy.
Yeah, no, there's clearly something wrong with me, Pepe. We know this.
Yes.
One of the things that's wrong with me is I can't go as long as you can.
There you go.
There it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
No.
There it is.
You know why? Because I'm Mexican.
There it is.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
And on that note, Mason and Ireland's back tomorrow.
Where are you
Coming
guys
up next
going?
for you is Shadano and Cap. And, of
What?
course, as always,
4:12.
we are out. 7:10.